Also, this will give me an opportunity to print some wolves, of which I found some amazing winter wolf models.
Oh, man.
Excellent.
Because Jay, another thing of this is, I believe 5th level is when you settle into your druidic type,
Yep.
wolf friend or friend of the wolves or
Circle of the Shepherd.
canine buddy, I think maybe is what it was.
It's everything, buddy.
Right. So
I never need to cast Speak with Animals again because I just do it.
So I did kind of maybe go a little off the deep end on the wolves. So there's a lot of them. Just saying.
Good.
Personally, I'm looking forward to the scene where you like, I want you to meet my friends. You do your arms up like this, and over one hillside you see a row of wolves, and on this side you see another row of wolves. You're like, yeah.
All right. Which 3rd level spell do I get?
Send it.
It spells too. Oh, this is exciting.
See?
And why is it always Fireball?
I will tell you, I don't pick Fireball.
There is a trick pony. But it has more than one trick, sir. Most of them, I have to have a tool in my hand. Every once in a while, magic works.
This is where Lisa asks, are bombs bludgeoning or
Depends on the bomb.
why not the both?
Depends on the bomb. If you make a bomb that also happens to have small chunks of metal in it, it is both bludgeoning and piercing.
Fluffernutter.
So everybody's in Rime of the Iron Maiden, right?
I believe so.
I see everybody in there.
Let me go look.
We can
I don't know without just even coming back in.
Oh, my level up was super simple.
I rolled in it, so I would think I was here, but that means.
So if you go to the campaign Rime of the Iron Maiden, you can go in
In what?
D&D Beyond.
In D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
So what tier of subscription do you have to have that you get like all the stuff and you can share it? It's Dungeon Master. It's like,
Well, getting all the stuff is just a matter of buying all the stuff. Sharing whatever you bought is master tier, I think.
I think I'm in Master tier. My subscription.
Mom, it also
It
tells
is,
you what campaign you are in if you look at your character sheet.
Yeah,
in the
I'm in
other way.
I'm in the Master tier. Okay. So
Oh, no.
I'm about to have a let me put it this way. Yesterday I billed over $1,000. So I'm looking to expand some D&D stuff and I mean, you know, there's the basic stuff to get, but I don't want to buy Rime of the Frost Maiden a 3rd time, but I absolutely will. So that I can share out all the stuff with everybody. Is okay. What are the books you absolutely have to have? DM's Guide, Player's Guide, Monster Manual, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Fizban's Book of Dragons or whatever that is, and then Americall's Book of Chaos. I forget. What are all the books?
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Jay, with the thing you bought, do you still get the new ones as they come out, or do you have to buy them in addition?
I have to buy them in addition, but I have a 15% discount in perpetuity, I think.
Is that an always thing, or did you wait for a special deal? Should he wait for a special deal and get that thing, or?
No, well, if you buy a, what do they call it?
They have like a package, right?
Right. If you buy the bundle, there's the word, bundle?
Bundles. How do they work?
You get, there's a rule book bundle, an adventure bundle, I think, and then there's fucking everything bundle.
Yeah, there's the legendary bundle, which is literally all 46 books. There's the source book bundle, which is all 20 official digital source books. There's the adventure bundle. Yeah, I would say probably the thing to get would be the source book bundle. It's only $900. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I bought the legendary when it was like, I think like 524 or something.
That's 472. Or no, the legendary. No. It's
Yeah, the legendary is 913.
yeah, it's significantly more of
Well,
that.
there's a whole lot more books, but I think, I don't know, I'm not seeing anything about getting 15% off in the future if you buy a bundle.
If you buy the source book bundle, you get 10% off everything you buy moving forward.
Maybe it's 10%. Oh, no.
Yeah, you also receive a 10% discount off standard pricing for all future digital D&D source book purchases. A legendary bundle, you get 15% off. Yeah. So
Okay,
what
yeah,
it is.
that's what I got. But luckily I got in when I didn't have to spend almost $1,000. I just had to spend $500.
I mean, $500 gets you the source book bundle now. So
Question to the man,
Wild.
cutest person in the Zoom. Oh my God.
I said you to baby.
Like, what is going on in here?
That baby is adorable.
Look at the hair.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
got the cutest happy baby cheeks.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
a little baby. A little baby.
Chris, you do good work.
Well done. Well done on spawning, sir. Your replication has done well.
Oh my goodness.
That one too. Look at that replication. It's a good one.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
Oh my goodness. Those are fingers that want to be chewed. I'm just saying, if they're that close
True.
to your mouth, they need to be chewed.
It's been taken. Child has been stolen. We have to go through a labyrinth to get it back.
We have a new quest.
Technical question. If Varuuk is at his big in size,
and
And-
big-
one were to give him an item for which would have the enlarge spell imbued in it, thus he would enlarge a second time, how big would he get?
The next the next size category.
Sweet.
Which is how big?
You.
Just, I mean, if we're going to our deaths, I'm gonna try to get Varuuk as big. Be like, oh, that thing is large. Let me make my big bad boy bigger.
Yeah, it's at where is it?
Tax would be like the same size as your big toe.
Level 18 is when the Rune Knight can go to huge on Giant's Might naturally. So if he at level 18, he goes to huge, and if he has enlarged cast on him, he goes to gargantuan size. Literally the size of a fucking dragon.
Nice. I haven't finished watching it, but I started to watch the Vox Machina animated series. And all I can imagine is like Varuuk and Tax like teaming up, and like you just like do. But you go here, I go beat.
Yeah, if you cast enlarge on me, it goes from being backpack wizard to pouch wizard.
Yeah.
Mhm. Fanny pack wizard.
Yeah, fanny pack wizard.
Zip.
I would need feather fall in case of a fight, so you could just like.
Well, I'm now 5th level and can still only cast 1st level spells.
I'm 5th level and I can cast 2nd level
You can cast spells?
in
You
large.
should be able to
increments.
cast, you should be able to cast 3rd level, Lisa.
Mm.
Or wait, oh no, you're an artificer. They have weird fucked up spell levels. Sorry.
Well, the artificer just has normal, basically like wizard levels, essentially.
No, they don't. They have their own screwed up spell progression. I think it's basically like Ranger and Paladin, only they actually get spells at 1st level, whereas Ranger and Paladin have to wait a level. But then I think after that, it's roughly the same.
And my spell slots are still fairly. I mean,
Oh yeah, because they don't get a third level spell at 5th level.
Right.
So it is slightly behind. It looks normal though. It's 4 and 2.
Well, right, but they only cast up to 5th level spells.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
and I won't get I get 3rd level spells at.
Hey, maybe this is the paladin.
9. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's basically the Paladin Ranger progression. Only the Artificer also gets spells at 1st level, whereas the other 2 don't.
Oh, it's a little bit more spread out that way. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the same 5th level requirement, 4 and 2 at 5th. Yeah, okay.
I
And
don't
I
even
do-
get a 3rd cantrip until the 6th level.
I do get 2nd level spell slots. I just don't have any 2nd level spells. Because multi-classing is weird when both your classes can cast spells.
Yep.
Do you get cantrips now that you're a cleric? A druid? Second words.
Yeah, I've been a druid. I've had the cantrips.
Aha. I knew this. I knew things.
I don't get new cantrips. At least not yet.
I don't get a new cantrip till level 10.
Jesus.
Yep. I mean, I know 5 of them, but still.
Yeah, I know 2. And I don't learn a new one because so the multi-classing doesn't affect cantrips. Like you just get cantrips when your class says you get them,
Sure.
which
That-
means
Can be a while.
it's 4th level till I get my 3rd one.
Okay.
And then it's 10th level, I'll get a 4th if he goes that far in Druid. But now I can wild shape.
That's important.
Or, and this is really handy for druids who can't yet wild shape into flying creatures or swimming creatures, which is me. Tasha's lets a druid burn a wild shape or use of wild shape to cast Find Familiar. So I can make myself a little flying friend if I need it.
Completely unrelated to everything. I just found out they have THC Cheetos.
Well, that sounds related to THC, Cheetos, Frito-Lay, chips, drugs. self-care. Like it sounds related to a lot of stuff, actually.
THC
Haven't-
Cheetos. Like, are they regular Cheetos? Are they flaming hot? Or are they just
Lisa, I have to remind you, take everything you read today carefully.
This is true. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
well, I mean, let's be real. THC Cheetos
All day.
isn't out of the realm of possibilities.
No, it is not. But
It's like a third-party hack. I
No.
doubt Cheetos themselves are doing it, but
I mean, the THC Skittles are, they even have the S Skittle on them. Just people take them from the store and alter.
pretty good.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest problem with that is that Cheetos are so damn good. You would eat a lot and then
Yes.
I hope you have Doritos.
The only thing preventing like Doritos and Fritos or Cheetos from like being one of the best snacks in the world is the fact that they just get all over your hands. If you can solve that problem, then
Chopsticks.
then they're perfect.
Chopsticks.
All right, so
Blender.
chopsticks, that's the answer.
Blend it up in the blender and drink it.
I like the crunch, but you could
Blender's real-
Okay.
blend it up in a blender and use it as like breading for like fried chicken.
Those- the gloves, exam gloves.
Yeah, pulse it with in a food processor and eat it with a spoon with a little bit of crunch left in there. Don't fully pulverize.
Cereal.
Eat it like cereal.
So like Cheeto crumbs, is that what we want?
I gotta say that is sometimes the best part of the Cool Ranch Dorito bag is like the
Yeah.
crunchy bits at the end with all the seasoning when you do the tip in the mouth. Anyone else?
No, ranch is the devil's condiment and it will never pass these lips.
I approve because that's more for the world.
See what?
How do you really feel?
Let's see.
That's how I really feel. So my favorite April Fool's company bullshit of the day was my favorite Mississippi brewery said they were releasing a catfish and okra IPA,
Good Lord.
Damn.
dry hopped with collard greens.
Oh,
My favorite one, Laura was reminding me of this earlier. I was on a drive home and I was listening to NPR and they were talking about outsourcing different technology and businesses overseas. And one of them was maple syrup, that they were taking discarded maple furniture and extracting the maple from it and providing maple syrup much cheaper. But the problem was that the lack of tapping maple syrup out of existing maple syrup cheese caused them to explode. And they just had this audio of the and so there was a group that was going out and tapping these trees just to relieve the excess pressure of them. And I'm like, what the? And I look at my watch. Oh, okay.
That's wild.
So dryly done.
it was very dry.
Yeah,
Someone hasn't chosen their third level spells.
I've chosen one.
No, you haven't.
You're looking. I don't know what you're looking at. I got at least one picked.
I have one picked, but I'm still indecisive about if it's the one I really want.
I'm in the D&D and the Beyonds.
You have to save your character sheet, Don, for him to see it.
There's no save in D&D Beyond.
You do have to like finish what you're doing just for
Yeah,
other-
I think you have to get out of the builder and go to the character sheet before.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not in the builder.
Okay, then I don't know.
And then all I see is Hershta's spell of induced somnolescence.
You're looking at the ones I have prepared, not the ones that I know.
Now, these are all like second level spells.
So are you looking at my character sheet in the spell under the instead like next to actions when you click spells?
Yeah, click on spells. Yep.
So that is all the spells I have currently prepared, not spells that the spells, yeah, that I have prepared, not spells that I know. You go into the manage spells and go to spell book and scroll down to the bottom, you will see a third level spell.
Why can I not see your spell book? Probably because I'm not the DM of this thing.
Oh, that is probably correct. So I've picked 1 to 2. I'm still thinking, but if you want to kick off, I am fine. I've got it down to like 3, and I'm just kind of bouncing around in my brain.
I'm not trying to kick off anything. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing.
I'm wrapping a center pole ball. I can words.
I don't know that you can. What room are you in?
I'm in my other room,
Okay.
my second room.
She has 2 rooms.
But I'm
With orange light.
Yes. I think that's also because I have a filter on. Let's see if I do no filter. Still pretty
Oh.
orange.
Well, that is infinitely better. That just looks like a very yellow light with, you know, the camera trying to adjust and white balance it, as opposed to actual just orange.
Yeah. We have those nice light, and then we have that light.
Man, there are so many good 3rd level spells that I want right now, but I can only pick one. All right, well, the one I have is the one I'm going to keep. And if it's ends up being the wrong choice, then I guess at next level up, I can do something about
Having to pick things out at this level, no. I just get extra attack and extra movement.
it. Which is, do
Which
you
is
want that?
huge.
Yes, I pick it. Okay, you get it.
Yeah. I can now move 40 feet per round.
I'm picking
Which is
sleet.
pretty good.
I'm picking Sleet Storm. I cast it. No one can tell.
Right. You're like, everybody's like, come on, man, cast a spell. And you're like,
Do it. Get on it. Get on it.
yeah.
So like gaseous form, I keep thinking, oh great, you become invisible when you're in gaseous form out here.
Mm-hmm.
But when I keep thinking, you know, what kind of gaseous form are we? Are we water vapor? Because if we're water vapor, we're having a bad day. And then I'm thinking, oh, there's water wall. You know, I could create a wall a couple inches thick and it becomes solid pretty quickly out here.
Over time.
So you can create a wall up to 1 foot thick. 1 foot thick wall of water is going to take, you know, several minutes before the outsides are frozen solid. But if you make your wall, you know, 4 inches thick, you know, in sub 60-degree weather, probably freezes quick. I actually want to know how fast that freezes.
Right.
It probably will determine, part of it will be determined by the initial temperature of the water.
So how hot is magical water?
Exactly.
Well, see, the other thing is,
Here's the other thing.
let's see.
Do you need water to cast the spell?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, you need a drop of water. That's true. Huh.
So probably that temperature, which is going to be probably just barely above freezing.
Yeah.
Unless you've
Or
salted
you could,
it.
or you could
Then it
just
could be
use your
below
spell
freezing.
casting, or you could just use your spell casting focus. But the other thing is, and Joe may not agree, I don't know his DMing philosophy. My DMing philosophy is magic does what it says on the tin. A wall of water doesn't freeze unless you could deal cold damage to it. I don't care. It's magic water. It doesn't follow normal water rules.
I would agree with
That's fair.
But also cool. Like
you. Because if I use shape water and change it to ice in the desert and walk away, it stays ice for an hour until the spell fades.
Exactly. Because magic does what it says on the tin. If
Yeah.
you cast fireball underwater, you get a fireball. Now, because other rules apply, everyone has resistance to that damage because they're underwater.
But not steam. Scalding damage.
I wonder if I should prepare Long Strider just in case Sandalphon wants to go 50 feet around.
I have a character that can go 50 feet around. They're a monk with the mobile feet. It's very
Isn't it awesome? Like you
Yeah.
think, oh, I don't need the mobile feat as a monk because I'm already a monk. And then you take it and you're like, oh, this is even better. The monk shit is even more stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny because we keep encountering people who go invisible in a small room, and so I just like run until I like hit
Every
them.
square.
Yeah.
Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Are you here?
And then the DM tells you, well, they're flying. You're like, cool. All right, just give me a minute. It's gonna take me twice as long, but I can still jump off of all these pillars in here.
Yep.
Ding 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 ding. Oh look, I hit him.
I've like, like have a rope with a rocket attached to it while I'm doing it. Like I'm just gonna do it. Dad's the DM in that campaign.
All right, I think I'm leveled up. Not much happens at level 5. I get to pick a spell. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I got extra attack, one more giant's might, and or I guess that's because all of our proficiencies went up by 1.
Oh,
Are you right? Yeah.
haha. Next level, I can like give people back spell slots.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Look at you.
I can give, or I can give them kind of bless. Yeah. How often can I do that? Ooh, equal to my proficiency bonus. That's nice. But I can only give one person a spell slot back per day. Like I can't give them more.
Right.
And it's between, it would be 1, 2, or 3 would be the spell slot back. Level 1, 2, or 3.
All right.
So Lisa, did you watch the second season of Bridgerton?
It is on. Every month gets stolen away from me. So somewhere around maybe next week, maybe on the 10th. I feel like on the 10th of April, I have the opportunity to binge as much as possible. Because this weekend is the godchild's birthday party come early. So that is this weekend. Next weekend is an event with my job. And then the 10th, which might be my day to watch TV. Next weekend, I will be in Albuquerque. The weekend after that, I will be in Dallas. And then it's May. And that's how my months go. And I will be working every weekend. Except for the one I'm in Albuquerque.
Is this work related or is this outside of work related?
All the work is work related. The Albuquerque is me essentially trying to get in all my vacation before I switch jobs, because once I switch jobs, I'll have 90 days and I'll lose vacation if I.
Yep, that makes sense.
So
Yeah, use all the
before I
vacation.
switch.
What job would you lose vacation?
Either one. Essentially, I'm at the max amount of vacation time I can hold for my position.
Oh, okay. It's not because you're changing jobs. I got it.
Yeah, no. It's because currently I'm at 258, but I earn 10 per paycheck. So I have to take essentially 6 days off before more than likely May 2nd. So. Last minute trip to Albuquerque to visit family. I've also swam with manatees since you've seen me, guys. I gave him a
Oh, yeah.
rub.
That was so cool.
Oh, Lisa, we have a birthday present for you at our house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Florida's weird, guys. Florida is weird. It's like the pandemic doesn't exist there, and it never did, and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mississippi's the same way. Hell, Beaumont's the same way.
We went to McAllen for our spring break, and I was pleasantly surprised that in the HEB in McAllen, there were more people wearing masks than in the HEB in Austin.
Wow.
But I think, well, I know the pandemic hit McAllen really, really hard in the first wave. And in Delta, it was very, very bad. So I don't know if people there are like, nope, it happens. People die. Put on that mask. But I was a little shocked.
It was, I mean, on campus, what was it, yesterday? Time makes no sense now. I was on campus yesterday and the elevator opened and there were like 7 people on the elevator and no one was wearing a mask. And I was like, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Out loud, like a crazy person. And then I like got in and like squeezed into the corner. I'm like, everything's fine. I also purposely leave work and get to work early so I miss everyone.
Yeah. I think we also have to remember that sadly there are anti-maskers on the left and right. And so Austin has like the weird, like your immune system will just work perfectly fine and it will, you don't need a vaccine. You're like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
And the anti-vaxxers, the what is it that Hannah Gatsby points out, the Venn diagram of liberal, white, middle and upper middle class diagram of anti-vaxxers and that demographic. The crossover is thick there, and that's a lot of Austin. Lot of Austin.
I
And
love Hannah Gatsby.
I do too. I have tickets to go see her new show. She's going to be here on 5/20, and that's my bestie's birthday. So that is my bestie's technical Christmas present, was tickets for us to go see her.
Awesome.
I'm also like highly in love with her. Hannah Gatsby could get it at any given time, and my partner understands that and is supportive.
Hannah Gatsby's pretty cool. I love Nanette, and I also love Douglas.
Douglas is definitely one of my comfort watches. I like put it on anytime where I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. If Nanette was your comfort watch, I would be concerned.
Yes.
That is a hard show to watch. It's really great, but that's not one you just like put on all the time.
Yeah, no. That's it's intense. Huh. She's doing a press tour for her book for her new show.
What? Who?
Hannah Gatsby.
The comedian who does Nanette and Douglas.
Those are names of her shows.
Yeah.
Sorry. We did watch something Thompson. She has a new
Taylor Tomlinson.
That's it. Her new stand-up special on Netflix.
Yep. I watched her when she came to Austin.
It was like
she was doing that show that's in her new special.
right. So keep in mind what Shanna does, and they're talking about the suicide prevention hotline in Texas, and she's just crawling off the couch laughing. Oh, those wait times in Texas, and she's like, They're super bad now because they are super understaffed. Because this is how the game works. You guys ready? This is one of those things where it's like, what? So it's not that NSPL, National Suicide Prevention Line, NSPL, They have a switch. They can turn it on or off. I'm pretty sure it's on a computer, but they now can't turn it off. Even when they're understaffed. And so the wait times go from a few seconds to, well, now you've had time to think of it, to completion, right? And it's one of those things where it's like, they have to do this to demonstrate that they need more funding to hire more people.
That's gross.
Yep.
You have to answer calls where someone may actually have been waiting too long that they don't answer when you call them back, you know? And that's the problem with that is that's real trauma for the people who are actually making those phone calls and answering the phone calls. And there's only so much that they can take before they quit. And then they're continue to be understaffed.
Shanna just said preach.
Yes.
Now keep in mind, I get like the like, maybe not the 30,000 foot view, but like the 10,000 foot view.
Right.
Right. And there are times when I'm like, say what? Wait, what? Because some of the decisions that upper management is making are what I call sus.
Doing the kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing like with Chelsea being in social work. Like it just doing case management. She did it for a lot of at-risk youth
Shanna just
at
said,
the
"Don't
children's
do
shelter.
it."
Right. That's essentially where we are now. We've moved into politics, which is admittedly a better profession because you have less trauma there somehow. But like management and the people like in charge, just they're underfunded first of all, and then the people making decisions are just absolutely nuts and not qualified to be doing what they're doing. And this is like ridiculous. Meanwhile, you as the person who are in that field are gaining trauma from having to deal with other people's trauma, and it adds up, and it's nuts. It's bonkers.
At the event we just had, one of my favorite parts of it, and I promise you it's related. Promise you it's going to come back to it.
Oh my God.
We had Martin Otto there, who is the COO of HEB, which is the third largest employer here in Texas, right? Who doesn't love HEB? I don't know anyone in Texas who doesn't love the fucking place. And so he was on a
Texas, believe it or not. Oh, they have a little one. They don't have like real HEB. They have like HEB light, but it's also East Texas. So,
they're getting there. They're getting there. They're the third largest employer, and they have, I think, over like 150,000 employees or something. So we had them on the panel with the controller, Evan Smith, and the president of the Texas Lyceum. And the question that was posed to Martin Otto was about healthcare as an employer, like what to put on and everything. And he, in front of the comptroller of Texas, essentially said, nationally, state, and internationally, the GDP for every country corporation is normally about the same percentage. What you spend that percentage on really shows where your priorities are. And at HEB, this is how we invest in our employees, and this is how I feel. So anyways, he just showed big dick energy, and in front of the comptroller was just like, you need to invest in health. You need to invest in higher education, because what you're spending the money on isn't what's helping.
Yep. I wish you could see Shanna's expression right now. She just walked in, you were saying that, she was like,
And this is precisely why Chelsea is attempting to move into policy now, is so that, she can be in a position to maybe make some of these changes somewhere or assist with that.
Tell me more about her stuff, because I have to, like, that is part of our job. I have tons of connections. Like, is she like looking to run, or is she looking
Oh, That is absolutely something she wants to do. She wants to run for something. So the last year she's been working on campaigns for people. So she was just on the Greg Casar campaign, and should be back on at the end of the year when the actual congressional vote happens. Although apparently his district is impossible to lose as a Democrat. So I don't know how much of a big campaign they'll actually end up having. But yes, so she's actually looking for running for something. We don't know what, because we don't know how, necessarily exactly what those next steps look like.
Get
But
in
she's-
touch with, if she needs the connection, I can definitely get her in touch with Jennifer Sarver, who used to work for us and is one of the founding members of the LBJ Women's Campaign School that is trying to get women, like train them up and get them into running. I think the initial class was 2 years ago. Still,
I remember hearing about that.
Mhm.
That would be wonderful. I would love that information, because that would be a huge benefit for her.
Also on April 9th, what is Chelsea doing?
What is April 9th? Let's find out.
It is
It's a
two
Saturday.
Saturdays.
Okay, now I need to go look at a work schedule, because she's starting a part-time job at the elections office to teach people how to run poll workers, or basically to teach poll workers how to poll work, so that she can get a better idea into that process, just to expand her knowledge as she moves along the political spectrum. But let me look at a schedule she sent me to find out what is
have
on
an
tonight.
event. We have an event and it starts at 9, and then there's it has Secretary Julian Castro, former Secretary Julian Castro, former Assistant Secretary Susan Combs, former Chief of Staff for the Texas Speaker, and current Deputy Director of Government Policy and Government Outreach for the White House currently. We're hosting them at an event called Careers in Politics, and it is a $5 registration, or I just put her name on a list. And they have panels on how to get into careers and how to further your career in politics. And then there's a networking session at, I think it's 12:30 to 2.
Cool. It looks like she works in the afternoon, but that might be something she might be able to rearrange, because that sounds like a great opportunity. I'd love more information about that so I can get her to show up, because she'll love to do that.
That's the keto fat boy fucking special right there.
Kidding.
3 hamburger patties, an avocado, and enough cheese to make it to where you can't see any of it.
I'll send you a link. It's technically like it's a careers in politics, so it's for the college students that we're launching, but we're also inviting tons of people in the political space to talk to them and to network. So like Matt Glazer, who is big in the Republican Party here and does a bunch of stuff, and I think Liz Chatterton retired and like went to be a ski instructor in Vermont. She's like, fuck you politics, I'm gone. But other key people in the game should show up.
But yeah, no, that's definitely stuff that Chelsea is looking for. And it's kind of hard. Like she's trying to figure out what her like primary things that she wants to run on, or what she wants to fight for or focus on. But just any of that knowledge or any places to gain that knowledge would be helpful, or connections and networking, things like that.
While I'm there, let me do it. Like I'm essentially while I'm there, let me get everyone in the door and then peace out.
Cool. Yeah, I'm absolutely for it. Yeah, so she worked on the beginning of last year. She was on she was working on the campaigns that had a number of propositions for Austin, like the ranked choice voting and like strong mayor, weak mayor things like that. So she was working with the team that had put 4 propositions or 5 propositions on the ballot that were good. And then she worked on the No Way Prop A campaign, that just happened, and then she just finished working with the Greco-Sar campaign until that one picks back up again. So
I would say we've lost a shit ton of funding, but if it comes back, Strauss also does a free campaign boot camp that's open, not just to, it's like open to everyone. If you sign up, more than likely you'll get in. And it like you run a campaign, you make a pitch, it introduces you to different people in the field and
awesome.
good working ground. Given most of the connections I have are geared towards college students,
Sure.
but they're open. They are open for others.
Yeah. Well, she's super passionate and hardworking and actually gives a shit. So that checks off a lot of boxes.
That's I feel like that is probably like I love what my job does. I love what my institution does, my position, but my institution love what they do. And whenever you feel super jaded about politics, which is
Yep.
gestured wildly.
10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Seeing the college kids and the people that are like, this is their passion and this is what they're going to do is it gets you through the day. It gets you through a year worth of paperwork.
Cool. Well, I know Chelsea's goal is to run for offices and, someday run for Senate or something like that. So how you get from here to there is like, without being born into that family, is a big question mark. So,
it would, if Anna, I sent that, like, I want my friend Anna to go to that too. If she goes, I'm imagining that Anna and Chelsea are around the same age and they have very similar aspirations. So that would be a good connection if you, because I feel sometimes, like I, for instance, feel very isolated and siloed in my peer group because I'm looking at mortgage rates and stuff like that and buying a house. And I have no one to talk to about that because my friends are like, apartments for life. So it always helps to have someone.
Yep, definitely. Strong agree. All right, well, did Don pick his spells?
I did.
Okay.
Y'all were definitely not waiting on me. I'm not owning that at all. I just still need to pick one cantrip, so y'all keep talking.
One cantrip, huh?
I got one at 5th level because I'm a real spellcaster. Ooh. Now I'm ready when y'all are. I'm just down here with the dog.
Cool.
So I'm eating.
What?
Yeah, and I'm going to do it real quick. So if we want to, it is 8:27. If we want to take a bio break until 8:45, I figure we can get an hour or two in after that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, bio break sounds good.
All right then, bio break, pause recording. Here we go. Pop this back on. So now you guys you do know that Speaker Huddle in Speaker Huddle's house, she does have space in her attic. And she rents that out for, some relatively reasonable rates. I mean, to be fair.
Well, aren't we like going to try and buy the inn that's there?
No, you're going to get the inn when you kill the
Gotcha.
white moose. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, there's a whole thing going on at that elven tomb too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am quite of the opinion that this is the kind of weather that Hoot and I are just going to go sleep out in the woods.
Fair enough.
This is not bad enough to require shelter.
I will likely go if we are close enough. If it's not like me going off by myself for an hour and get lodging for the night and try to get at least one more hour on my scroll work before going to bed.
Sure.
I think we
Sure.
should probably get at least some lodging for your mother, Bradyaga.
Oh, that's right. We have my mother. I forgot
Mhm.
she's with us.
Yes, and Lisa is
Frickin'
there.
mothers.
Those, I mean,
And Tax
You said those
has
words out of order.
magically rode up on her mechana hoot, find and had to stop and fix him, and now she's there.
Hootzilla, thank you.
I will
Mecha Hootzilla.
what's the
Eka hoot.
Give a hoot.
yeah, I'll flip someone in the party a gold piece and be like, that should be enough to find shelter for my mom. Good luck.
I thought you were gonna like, it was like flip a head or tails, flip a I was like, where are you going with this?
Does mom live or die? No, yeah.
So she has somewhat recovered. She's definitely not in the best of shape, but you know, she sees you trying to take care of her, and she's like, fat Bradyaga.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
the
you.
least I could do.
She goes, I assume you're going to get Finra back, right?
Of course I am.
I
And
believe
kill those who took her.
I believe you. And I know that Finra believes in you too. And she will stay in the attic of the speaker's house.
Excellent. I don't have to worry about her anymore. Actually, honestly, like a gold piece has got to go pretty far. How long can I just leave my mom at the speaker's house on a gold piece?
You can leave her there. That's a fantastic question. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. Let's see. No. Hmm. So for a gold, you can have her there for 10 days.
We should be back by then. So
I mean,
yeah, I just tell the speaker, like, yeah, my mom's got the run of the place for 10 days.
and
And you will take good care of her.
little,
And she will be alive when I get back.
well, I mean, your mom is, you don't know what your mom's going to do. She may actually go home, or she may try to go home.
Well, I can't stop her from doing that, but if she chooses to stay, her stay is covered.
Right on. And well, little Nimsy Huddle is like, oh no, it'll be fine. I'm glad to have her. You look a little worse for wear, dear. Why don't you come in and we'll get some cookies and soup.
Speaker, if I may also have a spot by the fire for the evening so we can head out in the morning. I start fumbling around in the coin purse and bring out whatever she asks for.
So she wants a silver per person per night in the attic. It's a big attic, but it is one single room. So you will be in kind of a common room situation.
Fine. I give her silver, and as soon as people get kind of situated, I'm going to go kind of find my corner. Let me know how much time I can work on this before I have to go to sleep to get a full night's rest.
You can work for at least 2 hours, assuming you go to bed at midnight.
All right.
Midnight. Wi-Fi keeps dropping for like a second or so. I think I'll probably be fine, but if not, I'll like text people.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, so for the night, Rajaga, I assume Hoot, Varuuk, are you going to camp with Rajaga like a real man, or are you going to sleep in the attic like a weakling?
Oh no. Us real giants sleep outside.
Right, I got you. Okay, who's inside, who's outside? If you're
down here, then I'm gonna put it up here, then I'm gonna put it down here, then I'm gonna put it up here, and then I'm gonna put it down there.
yes. So if you are staying in the attic, it's a silver for the night. If you're not, then you're camping. You should probably set up a watch rotation if you're going to camp, but you know, maybe you like being surprised. I don't know.
No, no.
I am 100% sleeping inside.
Okay.
I'm not pulling it. The winter does not like me. It keeps trying to kill me.
I don't know if this is just the player Robert that's having an issue with this, but when we describe Icewind Dale as well below 0 degrees,
48 below minimum.
48 below,
Mhm.
that is not camping weather. That is not comfortable weather. That is, yeah, you go to sleep and never wake up weather.
It can be, yeah,
So
unless you're protected.
Maybe for you.
definitely for me. So like I said, I don't know if that's just if that was really just player Robert, you know, and like, you know, maybe Croesus would be fine, but Croesus is gonna stay inside because this player can't fathom him not.
No, that's fair.
I assume Broad and Varuuk are going to build a suitable fire
Right.
for the warmth keeping.
Yeah, I mean, Druidcraft makes fires. So.
It does indeed. So you can Druidcraft your way into a nice, healthy bonfire. Sistin, are you atticing or are you camping?
I am
Camping.
Dying in the cold.
dying in the cold.
Freezing to death.
I'm planning on like the inside. I am a fleshy creature.
Right on. Well, like I said, sleeping in the attic, sleeping outside. Attic is a silver, outside's free.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. I assume
Completely
you,
free.
all right. I assume you guys will set up watch. We're not going to make a big deal out of this. You had I almost said Danowick.
Good name.
Just-
You know, that's
Just call him D. They're all
right.
D.
So Dalen, you do get 2 hours in your thing,
Excellent.
and everybody gets a long rest. You awaken around the. Why are you not giving me the thing? Give me the thing. Yeah, you awaken around Harbright, 8 a.m. in your different locations. Suddenly you feel power courses through me as you feel a new tingle in your extremities. Not frostbite, kind of like that, but not
Oh
frostbite.
no, that just means I have to go pee.
Right. That, yes. Hold up. Hold up a minute. I'll be right back. Brajaga, you awaken at the crisp hour of Harbright, 8 a.m. with a keen druidic sense that tonight, around the hours of last ride, between last ride and Eldark, Saloon will rise full, cold, and bright. Not that you'll be able to see it super well, but and you know that this begins the countdown. So you now have the 15th, 16th, and 17th. The good news is you are also aware that being in Lonelywood, if you decided to go overland, you could make it to Kelvin's Cairn in 4 to 6 hours, maybe a little more, probably more like 8 hours. But if you use sled dogs, you can make it 4. In other words, if you left around noonish on the 17th from Lonelywood, assuming you go from Lonelywood, you could make it to your appointed time and appointed place from Lonelywood. 8 hours, between 4 and 8 hours.
And it is the morning of the 14th, correct?
It is the morning of the 15th.
I mean, yeah, we could wait till the 17th to leave and probably get there.
Oh,
but
no,
we
wait,
Also,
Hold on. I am so sorry. It is the morning of the 14th. You're right. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
All right.
It is the morning of the 14th. You know, you have the 14th, 15th, and 16th, 3 full days. And then, like I said, so from Lonelywood, you could leave at noon and make it overland to Kelvin's Cairn about the time of the last night of the full moon, where you were instructed to meet these people whom have your sister and have demanded a price to be paid for her. A price I assume you will be paying in blood.
in their blood.
In their blood.
Oh, yeah.
Lamplighters, the day is yours. Tell me what you want to do.
So we could wait till the 17th to go because it's not that long a trip. But there's those 2 words that you always have to add to every plan in this fucking cursed land. Weather permitting. We
Yeah,
know
I'm-
we have a good travel day now.
Fair.
I think we get to Kelvin's Cairn, or the area at least, today, and then we can even scout out, like, maybe lay some traps, see if they've laid any traps, that kind of thing.
How far away from the cairn is our Dwergar fort that we purged?
I was just thinking about that too.
Not very far, actually. You could actually go. You could return to the fortress.
What about the Yeti cave?
The Yeti cave is
High priced.
well, it is on the way up, and yes, you could indeed stay in the Yeti cave if you don't mind the lingering reminder of orphaning a young Yeti.
Don't mind at all. Thanks.
Rajaga, I think if we have a couple of days to spare, a trip back to the Dwergar fortress and to check to make sure that none have returned, and you maybe use that as a hole up, as a base of operations, since it's close enough to the cairn.
No, that's a very good idea. But I don't want to bet everything on the 17th being a good day to travel 8 hours overland.
No, we
Definitely.
could be much closer.
So let me see if we have. I know we do.
So is the white moose gonna be at the cairn? Is it what we think, or is the white moose still like around here somewhere?
According to Speaker Huddle, the white moose is in this immediate area.
I mean, we could. I mean, I'd be comfortable like spending the 14th hunting the white moose,
Mhm.
and then we can travel to the cairn on the 15th. I don't.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
does seem like a good idea. Quick question to the magic users in the room. Do any of you have the ability to contact someone from a very far distance immediately?
I have the scroll given to me by, I can't remember her name, of sending, but I don't have, but I am ostensibly bound to use that to notify her if I find her quarry.
You're a wizard. Can you like learn it?
Actually, at this point, if I could get some materials, I could write it into my book.
Right. If you
Yeah.
have the scroll.
I have the scroll, but I don't have any materials. I don't have the inks.
Because are any of you familiar with the whole Tiamat situation that happened a number of years ago?
I believe that was actually a false flag operation.
Oh,
False
God.
Wing.
And from what I understand,
From what I understand, yeah.
The dragon should have won.
Because I
Do
made
your own research, Sandalphon.
Xenophon, come on.
I have met the people who fought Tiamat, and not just like, oh, I've met them. I've lived with them for years. I am related. Okay, it gets interesting when you talk about having relations, like how if you're related to other people, you don't technically get born.
Having relations.
I don't.
Hmm.
Hey, I grew up.
Hmm.
Common courtesy.
God damn it.
You walked into that one.
Oof. Oof.
So which one was it?
No,
It was
Two of them
Robert's
are my
character, wasn't
siblings.
it? It had to have been Robert's character.
It absolutely was. Was there duct tape involved?
oh my god.
Were you tied up in the woods? And were you dead at the time? Because he has a type.
Oh.
So Jay, what is the mechanic? What do I need to be able to put a scroll into a spellbook? I'm looking, but I'm not seeing it. Is it?
It's, I mean, technically, it's very ill-defined. I want to say it's 25 GP worth of special stuff per level of the spell, but
That
it
is what
might
I'm
be,
remembering. Okay, okay.
or it might be 50 GP. It's, you know, it's very generic. It's just X value of stuff per level of the spell and X number of hours per level of the spell.
All right, I'll go find it. But I don't. But Sandalphon, right now, I do not have the materials to be able to put the scroll into my book. But I've been holding off using it with that in mind. My priority initially had been to get some scrolls that we could use in case we need them to expend my arsenal at the time of a battle. And I've completed now 2 of those. But I am definitely on the lookout for more quality materials. And he looks around kind of bleakly at the area around, and I'm not holding out much hope finding such materials anytime soon.
Broad Yaga,
Yes.
is there a mail service that I could get a letter to insert place where Knox lives within these 4 days?
Is there a mail service in Icewind Dale? I assume Broad knows that, Joe, but I don't.
Brajag is aware that there is. Okay, there's not like a central post office. If you wanted to hire effectively a courier, you would have to find one and hire them, and you'd need to know where you were sending them pretty exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming given the nature of my parents' business, I probably know a courier. Like, we probably occasionally have to ship stuff to people.
Right.
So,
That is not unreasonable.
although whether I know one in the Lonelywood area is kind of a different question.
Yeah. Because it might be very useful to us. 'Cause I know someone who can teleport. And he knows a person who's really good with I know a number of powerful people, but I do specifically know someone who can teleport. I don't know if he could get here in time or if we could contact him in time. But that is an option, possibly. I also don't, yeah.
Which way? I guess it's basically south and east. We go through one other city, and then we're heading across country. Correct? Jay or Broadjaga?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think we go through. It's a T name.
How it goes?
Okay, I'm going to pop a map up for everybody to see here.
Thank you.
And so you see, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm showing you here, the expanded version of this map that I'm showing to players.
I
No?
can. Yes.
So you are here, and you know the Duergar Peace and Freedom Outreach Center is somewhere here north, one of the foothills, kind of.
I don't think we see you highlighting anything.
No, it has to be actually the map on the map layer.
Yeah, for crying out loud. All right. Then I'd have to move everybody there too, wouldn't I?
But I think
Or you can add it to this splash screen.
I've done that before.
There we
Oh,
go.
here we are. Oh, this is good. This map
Okay.
is great.
Okay. So you can see this is the big cheaters map with all the travel times here. So you guys are here. Kelvin's Cairn is here. There's this area called the Dwarven Valley. You're pretty sure it is a less like a valley and more like a crack in the world that dwarves have kind of metropolized.
Mm.
And then right around here, in the foothills around Kelvin's Cairn, is the Duergar Peace, Love, and Friendship Outreach Center that you guys murder hoboed your way through.
Liberated.
Liberated. That's the right word. Liberated. So if you wanted to go here, you could definitely do that. Here around Lonelywood, the Elven Tomb, is about right here ish, going through the woods. If you wanted to make a stop over there, or if you wanted to hunt the big white moose, you could do that. You have options, is what I'm trying to say.
I've got options.
You do, and and your druid guide Broad Yaga is confident that today is going to be it's
about as good as it gets.
It's about as good as it gets. It's light slow dusting, light cloud coverage, overcast, light cloud coverage, light snow dusting, light cloud coverage. It's basically cloudy with occasional light snow, which is like as close to a balmy summer day as you're going to get in the frozen dark hellscape of Icewind Dale.
I have a question about the moose.
Ask.
What do they want as proof of death?
A corpse or a head.
Okay, the head is sufficient, so the rest of the corpse is mine to do what I wish with.
If you wish to, I'm going to choose a random example out of thin air. If you wish to feed it to some wolves, you could do that.
Not tied up in the woods somewhere?
No, I'm not Robert.
Oh, come on.
One per game, guys. One per game.
But no, Joe knows exactly where I was going with this. Unless anyone else has plans for the moose, I'm planning on offering the meat to the wolf pack for their assistance in hunting it.
And I take samples first.
I mean, well, we're going to have the head.
Yes, but I would like samples of multiple sections of hair and definitely some hoof scrapings.
Well, yeah, they're not going to eat the hoof or the hair.
And Tax, because you weren't physically present for the discussion, of unusual note, this white moose is known to talk.
That's
I will
not going to be true
definitely
for
need-
much longer.
I will definitely need parts of his brain as well.
Well,
It seems quite a shame that we have to murder such a specimen. Can we run experiments before we murder it?
Not on its brain, probably.
Isn't it also evil? Like, don't we know that? Or am I misremembering something?
I mean, it's terrorizing the logging camps, and it's a big white moose, right? So,
Like, also, wasn't it working with the people who want me dead? Or am I misremembering that completely?
I thought so too, honestly.
Okay.
well,
But now that it's terrorizing logging camps, like now I'm torn. Like
It just
how
seems like it's a moose doing moose
So-
things.
how
you-
responsible are these loggers? Like,
I mean, I don't know that you would call them like OSHA or Greenpeace approved, but they are being very careful and very ecologically minded, because if they run out of trees, they're screwed. And I don't mean like, oh, we don't have any more trees, I guess we'll go somewhere. There's not a whole lot of forest action in Icewind Dale. So Lonely Wood is one of a very few places where there actually is large old growth forest.
yeah. As much as I appreciate Nightwish, apparently this is the song we should have had for tonight's.
Yeah,
Uh,
Rajaga, part of the reason I am up here is to find what I guess would be called the relics of my order. I would like to at some point in time potentially examine the tomb, the elven tomb, to see if any of the conclave's relics might have been stored there. I'm happy to do it obviously after we take care of the white stag thing, because that we need to get that out of the way, and we might want to do it depending after we rescue your sister, just in case things are going to go sideways. But that is something I'm interested in doing, to just put a pin in it, as it were.
As it were. Have you also considered that we are hunting a magical beast, I assume, because it can talk, which is not typical of beasts around these parts? And you need some ink. I got to imagine that magical creature blood has got to be a component that might interest you.
Speaking with Tax, she was thinking she might be able to get some more of the more esoteric components up here and potentially create me some ink if we can't find any purchase. Yes, that is definitely on my radar. Whatever radar.
There's-
might-
Oh,
or
yeah.
cerebrospinal fluid, if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Oh, are there any oak trees? Because if you get oak, I'm pretty sure oak apples, like the little seed pods, are a good component in ink. My brother was also, magically talented. He didn't really have a spell book all that much though. But we knew someone who did. We know someone. He's still alive. I'm pretty sure.
definitely still alive.
So which Broad is the person at the front of the line? Where are we headed first, and do we need to stock up on anything before we go while we have some access?
Well, right now we're going to stay in the area and hunt this moose. So I don't think we need anything more than, provisions of food. Which, God damn it, I didn't say it. Last night I should have cast good berries, so we'd have good berries this morning. But I'll cast good berry now.
You had maxed out your good berry, maybe yesterday, but I'm not sure.
You did. You fed the wolves with a big old thing of good berries. I know this because I recently watched that whole scenario go down.
Oh, did I burn my last spell slot on it?
That was yesterday, the 13th.
Right.
So today, if you want to good bury it up,
Yeah, I
don't
will.
know
Good
if you
bury it
burned
up.
the last spell slot or not. I cannot.
My roll 20 character sheet indicates I still have one, but I'll just it's fine. I'll use one of today's slots for it. It's the only way to be sure we're not cheating.
Joe, there is a message for you in the chat.
Which chat?
Roll 20.
D&D chat?
Roll 20.
Roll 20. Yes, I see. Beautiful. Good things, good things.
So yeah.
Wait. Do the
Yeah. All right.
Oh, this is going to be convenient. All right. Sweet. Okie doke. So I don't know what you are. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I mean, I don't know either. Oh, okay. Yeah. So not really a thing. I hear lots of blings. What's blinging?
Ali is sending me 3D stuff to print.
Gotcha.
Not
Excellent.
resin stuffs. It's things that parts for my new spinning wheel.
New spinning wheel?
Right.
Yeah. There is an ad for one for less than $100. It's the electric one that I've been doing it on. And as spinning wheels go, very cheap. I really liked it. And so Hannah and I had lunch last Saturday together, and I picked it up at the library on Steck.
You were at the library on Steck?
Yeah. Well, last Saturday.
Oh, we were here?
Yeah.
Evil.
Well, Hannah and I had to have a very long, like 3-hour conversation about
That's cool.
her
All right,
now
I'll punish you later.
Yeah.
So I just need, how many people do we have now? We're 7 at the moment?
We are 7, yes.
Plus Hoot is 8. I just need to know how many good berries. Is anybody not eating a good berry?
I will totally eat a good berry.
They're so good.
I would love a good berry.
Okay.
I will look like Violet Ford explode.
Yeah, if we're gonna go moose hunting, I assume sometime this morning after I felt the tingling, I noticed that like Hoot and I can talk to each other without me having to cast a spell. So I probably figured out that
Well, your
I could
first hint was who looked at you and said, "Sup."
I
You're like,
was like,
huh?
hey buddy.
I was like, how's it going, man? Hey, we need to talk about that little short one that seems to be like a little bit infatuated with me. It kind of makes me nervous. I feel as though maybe she should, develop some other interests. It's a little creepy. And she's making like a mechanical version of me. And dude, that's like 1 or 2 steps away from like American Psycho or something. I don't know. It's just a little. Yeah.
I think it's sweet, but I can't understand what it's saying.
She's just very enthusiastic. Don't worry, you can take her.
Technically, taken me places, or wait, who does a she? Technically, she has taken me places. Multiple places.
Yeah, but you don't understand anything we're saying to each other.
This is true. But unless you say anything out loud, and then I would be very interested.
I think my Broad
Oh
Yoga
no,
might go in-
I do say it out loud, but I speak animal now.
I
Like
think
Ah.
Broad
you're
Yoga might have
hearing-
gone off the deep end. He's making noises that
yeah, you're hearing hoots and grunts and shit at the moment.
Look
And
at me.
I am-
I'm Broad Yoga. Bark, bark, bark.
And I am staring at you and trying to write it in shorthand to learn the language.
Bark, bark.
Ah. But yeah, so when we go, I'm going to send out some howls that mean, hey, I know where we can find a lot of fucking meat.
I mean, the
I
cool
am
thing
now-
is you can actually yell that now. I assume. Okay, so what are we doing? How are we handling this? Are we scampering out into the cold dark woods
Yeah.
to begin the moose hunt? Moose hunt.
Yep.
And you can actually, you don't have to send out random howls that may or may not. In fact, you think back to some of your howls that you've done before, and you're kind of embarrassed by what they were actually saying. You're like, you're just like, ooh, I can't believe they actually talked to me after that. That's
I have meat.
wow.
Follow
you-
me for meat.
Yeah, you're like,
Like and subscribe.
yeah, you're like,
This reminds me of that one scene in
wolves,
Our
big
Flag
tasty
Means Death.
bait, come and get it. And you're like, wait, that's not
Smash
so.
that like button.
Yeah, but lick that
One
like
scene
button.
In Our Flag Means Death, when Steed is going around being like, men for sale, men for sale. You're like, that's not what you think that means, Steed.
It's not, yeah, that's not what you think. Okay. Lisa, you have some battle map action? What do we got going on? I would share mine, but
I can make it happen. Give me 3.5 shakes of a dog's tail.
right on. Broad Yaga, give me a little animal handling action with advantage.
Animal handling with
With
advantage.
advantage.
23.
So you spend a few minutes of what sounds to everybody else is just like wolf howls, but you know that you're saying, "Hey guys, Silver Nose, come on, boy, big tasty meat, come get it," or something like that. And within a few minutes, you begin to hear the excited yelping as the 4 wolves that you are familiar with, led by their alpha Silver Nose. And you understand what their yipping is saying. And they're like, yeah, we gonna get some meat. We like the meat. Come on and get some meat.
Arby's, we
Mhm.
have the
We-
meats.
Yeah, like Broad Yaga, the stinky one has some meat. Meat's good. We like the meat. You like the meat. Everybody likes that meat. Meat.
You like the meat?
So let's
'Cause
meet
it is
up.
good to
Right.
us.
So let's meet up for some meat. Do the meat. Anyways, so before too long, you have a small gaggle, and by small gaggle I mean you have 4 familiar looking wolves, and Silver Nose kind of pads up to you and pops back on his haunches, looks at you, and he goes, "So you've learned how to call us properly. The last time you tried calling us, we almost didn't show up because well, hopefully now not to say those things. Those things were,
I understand my former faux pas.
Your
and I
faux pas.
apologize.
Yes. Well.
Also, I should note, as soon as I heard them approaching, I
Mhm.
sat down. I don't stand over them when I talk to them because that's rude.
Right on. Well, I mean, like I said, Silver Nose pops back on his haunches and he's kind of like looking at you and nodding. The other three wolves are just kind of like they're it. You know how a dog gets when he's like really excited and he can't quite sit still?
Yes.
That's what you've got. That's what you've got. You've got some excited wolves. Silver Nose is putting on a good show. The alpha can't be seen acting like a little bitch, but
Right.
the others, they have no such compunction. So yeah, you have their attention.
There is a white moose somewhere in these environs who's causing problems for the other big stupid human people.
Silver Nose says, yes, we are aware. This one wolf in the background goes, I know where he is. And Silvernose kind of shoots a look back at him, like whips his head around and goes, Deer Chaser, you don't speak out of turn. And he's like, and he goes, okay, so Silvernose turns around and he goes, well, Deer Chaser did mention seeing a rather large white moose, actually near the tomb, the place of the dead that we took you last night. It wasn't that long ago, so that would probably be a good place to start.
The man town near here has offered my friends some compensation for killing this moose. We only need maybe its head as proof, and the meat is all yours.
The one Silvernose called Deer Chaser, she goes, I like where this is going. Yeah. And they're all like, and Silvernose says, well, of course, for moose meat, I mean, how far would you go for some moose meat? And they all go like, well, pretty far. So they're down and they are more than happy to get you on that way. If you
How
are
far are we from the tomb, Joe?
you're about an hour's walk.
Okay.
Not that
And I
far.
won't do it now, but Silvernose, in addition to being able to speak more properly to you, I also now am able for short periods to assume your form. When we find the moose, would you allow me to become a wolf and hunt with you?
He kind of looks at you for a minute and he's like, this I would like to see.
When we find the moose, you will see it. All right, well, let's go moose hunting, guys.
Well, let's hunt some meese.
So can I just say a super nerdy thing? Like, I'm worried that Road Yaga is going to become the Muad'Dib of the wolves of Icewind Dale.
I mean, that's probably not unreasonable.
I mean, my only objection is to the word worried. Like, why are you worried about this?
True enough. I don't those tense fights, man.
I put my book up too early. Just gotta look up the rest of these wolf names. There we go. Alrighty, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So many lovely things for us to see and do. All right, then. All righty. So nifty. These wolves are so much fun. So, and it was a random encounter, totally random. Okay, guys. So it takes you an hour-ish to get to you know, where you're going. You've been here before. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a huge secret. You make your way back to the sort of the backside or the sort of the cleft into the side of the hill, the Elven Tomb, which you were at so recently. Any of you with a passive perception over 15?
Let me check.
Been so long.
Passive perception over 15 or 15 or over?
15 or over.
I have it.
Me too.
I have a
Me.
17.
Broad
Oh, my
has it.
passive perception is 14.
Mm,
And I would also like to remind you that I'm observant. So it's not just passive perception for me. I would say if you want to give me the passive investigation, that's a 22.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's showing off. That's what that is.
We're a very perceptive party overall, though.
that is, yeah, yeah.
I've heard.
Pretty perceptive. Pretty perceptive. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, as you approach the clearing where the Elven Tomb is, those of you with a high enough perception, those with the 15 plus, oh, that's the problem. No. Come on, work with me. Boop. You guys find yourself the Elven Tomb, and you notice just here, you see the fabled white moose,
Yikes.
flanked by a pair of animals that you have seen before.
What sound does a moose make?
This one makes the sound of "fuck you." Yeah,
That
Really good.
thing.
yeah. And
Alrighty then.
right, you are not here anymore. You do not mean to be here. Okay.
Joe, before we get down to dirty business, can you get my steel defender back on the board?
I don't know. What's he like?
It's not important.
Steel defender. Would that be holler?
No, Holler's on here. It would be hoot two or two hoot.
Two hoot.
Two
It
hoot
look-
hoot.
Is that like
It look-
is that like too legit to quit?
I
Yeah.
believe I sent him to you before. It's another mechanical.
No, I remember. I'm just trying to find where he was. Hold up a minute. I see a hoot. And I know there are in fact two hoots and a holler. Hootie 2.0, I believe, is what he was called. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay, I do not know how many hit points Hoot 2 point the Hootie Toot
Hootie Toot.
Hootie Tootie.
Hootie Toot should have. Let me
Tootie. All
Steel
right.
Defender. He has 31 hit points.
Damn.
31. Blop.
And he has an
And-
AC of 15 if you need to know that.
See him now?
Damn, he's better than Hoot 1.0.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah.
And let's see here. Controlled by Velotax. There we go. Blippity blop. All right. So the rest of the party has never really paid attention, but Brajaga, you are keenly aware of the fact that Silvernose is, who's standing directly to your west,
He's big.
he's a little different from the other wolves. In fact, when you see him, you are reminded of a scene from Heavy Metal. They say, I can see why they made that guy their leader.
Right.
So he is a winter wolf. And you're like, well, how's that different? Well, he's a winter wolf. I don't know what to tell you. He's
Thicker
winter,
coat.
he's
higher de-
winter and wolfy.
It just sounds like he's got more flammable fur. I'm just saying. He sounds like he's a bigger tinderbox.
Anyways, yep. That's where we're at.
Oh, anybody
First-
who hasn't might need to update their hit points on the Roll20 sheet. On the
Yep.
roll.
Good call.
So interestingly, updating it in D&D Beyond did it for me.
Same
It
here.
should.
Yeah.
It should.
So
yes.
are we clickety clackety rolling for attackety, or do we?
I mean,
have
you
a-
don't have to. You
Yeah.
may have the drop on the white moose.
So
If we have the drop, if we have time to prepare, then I will cast Longstrider with a second level spell slot.
I don't know what that does, but okay. Well, there we go.
So that will be Sandalphon and Hoot.
Nice.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And that shit ain't concentration.
No, it's just an hour. It's just an hour of here. You're faster now.
Well, it says a pinch of dirt. You literally rub dirt on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, go faster.
On their
I
noses.
imagine it's kind of like getting ashes for Lent. But it's
Yeah.
just a lightning bolt. So now you look like Harry Potter cosplayers.
I would like, if possible, to move to where I am 60 feet within the moose, which I think would be just a little bit in front of, is that broad? That's right
Well,
there. Is that-
keep in mind there's a little bit of elevation here. This is a I don't know why that tree's blocking the thing. Jesus.
Actually, never mind. I don't need to do that. I don't think it's going to give me anything. I was going to see if magical awareness would give me any more information on the moose, and I don't know. I don't think it will necessarily.
There you go.
Also,
Mhm.
so that's, let's please attack sometime within the next hour, or I just wasted that spell. But other than that,
Yeah.
I mean,
anybody else want to prep?
yeah, I had, and definitely should have covered this with DM beforehand. I legitimately, and I'm going to put this in your brain now, before the next game, because I don't want to do it right now. Take too long. Want to talk to you about booby trapping and weaponizing my steel defender using my skill set.
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
But
I don't know.
not now. Because
Right.
we're about to do
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
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 Well, I say we,
I mean, you do notice that the moose is flanked by a pair of crag cats, but
Yeah,
I
fuck
mean,
'em.
you know, you're not that
fuck
worried.
'em.
You're totally not that worried.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Dog,
Uh,
not the predator of cat.
Quick question. Just real quick.
Yes, yes,
quickly.
yes, yes.
If I remember from our previous encounter, Yetis Yetis love to eat crag cats and are the superior predator between the two.
That is probably, I mean, an adult Yeti, yes.
Excellent.
An adult Yeti will jack up a crag cat, probably.
I do have a little bit of tax fuckery to do before we rock this. 'Cause
Tax fuckery.
All right. The one thing I will suggest is right now we're kind of set up for an entirely frontal assault. We need to try to flank them at least a little bit because remember, we're trying to kill the moose. So if we attack and the moose just decides, fuck it, I'm out, like, then it's a chase scene and that's annoying.
Tax, what you doing?
Yeah.
we've been here before, right? This is the place that we've been before.
Yep.
Yes.
So I was refamiliarizing myself because if we had been here before, Tax would 100% already know.
But not necessarily know other things that are beyond our line of sight.
Yeah, sorry, not. I was doing more geography. I do apologize. I was
Mhm.
other attacks things. He said flanking, so I was just like, well, I was doing attacks where I was just like, well, if we're flanking and if we can go this way and do this, my apologies.
Uh-huh.
Purposely cheating, me trying to
Mhm,
familiarize Tax with where I was.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cheating. I got you.
Just sit there, Moose. Don't worry. I'm taking notes. I'm not here to fight you. I'm just taking notes.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm
Totally
doing
not
science.
here to jack you up or anything like that.
Doing
Nope.
science.
Science.
No.
Oh,
I
initiative.
apologize. Yeah, my bad. I should have said that out loud. My apologies.
Tax is absolutely the I will do science to it person.
Yep.
Okay. All right then.
So I will ask Brodyaga, I was just like, how about this? Brodyaga, did you say anything out loud about flanking?
Yes, I am discussing strategy with my teammates out loud because I have no telepathy.
I will hold out one of my little marbly ball bearings and go, this makes the sound of an adult Yeti coming from the other side. Would that be beneficial?
It could be.
Excellent.
Yeah, if you could actually drive them towards us, that would be super awesome. I'm also I'm translating what we're talking about back to Silver Nose.
I mean, they're all kind of on the real. You get the feeling that the wolves have kind of checked you guys out. They're looking at you guys. They're looking at that moose and those two cats, and they like their chances. You get the idea that they're pretty ready for a meal.
Yeah.
In addition, I would like to know, dear Brodyaga, about the scent. I believe from my perception and from the track here that this is what lies beyond, including two crag cats. However, I believe crag cats and wolves have a superior sense of smell, so they may not already know we're here.
They're not acting like it.
This is true, and I do believe their animal instincts would make. Are we down when? And I will like look around and like lick my finger, which is covered in a glove, so it makes no fucking difference.
Your tongue gets stuck to your glove. You're like,
It's great.
Hey, Broad, tell me when it's time to go. I'm ready. I'm gonna go jump on it.
well, they're moving.
Oh, Varuuk, would you like to participate in an experiment with me?
Oh, who's the one?
Who's what?
Is it too much of an issue to enlarge yourself, sir? I do believe you did it when we were in another encounter, and I would like to see if you could do it now, and to see if my special trinket I made for you would help.
Oh, you mean in begging?
Yes, please.
Guys, I think
Yeah,
I
they're
think
they're
you may want
moving.
to get ready here. And
Are we
Gross is gonna start stepping
electric?
backwards.
Joe, I start running up those steps.
Do it. Start running.
Start running.
Are
now.
we rolling initiative? What's going on?
So as you guys are, chatting amongst yourselves, one of the crag cats has hopped onto the stairs. The other one's kind of, and you actually hear the moose say, "Let's get them for Our Lady."
Uh-oh.
And the
No.
crag cats kind of nod. You think maybe they aren't as, shall we say, woke as the moose is, but they get it, and they begin to pick up the pace. The moose is getting ready, so I think it's time to do that thing
Roll initiative.
where there's some initiatives.
As
being-
soon as that.
where's my turn tracker? Where is it?
Ah,
Don't forget to select your character token.
Right.
Before
But
you roll initiative.
You gotta wait for the
Expendable
turn tracker though,
darkness?
don't you?
Yeah, you also have to wait for the turn tracker.
Right, that'd be awesome. Where is the freaking turn tracker?
Okay,
Wow.
so none of your initiatives have counted.
Right. So, wow, where is the turn tracker, guys?
It should be the last thing on your that panel on the left with all the fun stuff you can click.
Dice
over
roller.
there.
I've got a
I
report.
think their update, it's changed.
Yeah, it's not. I don't see it. It is definitely not. Advanced dice roller. Oh, there it is. It's different, slightly different now. Okay.
Ah.
It automatically loaded.
All right. Well, that's good.
It is cool.
That's pretty good.
Oh, Broad. Yeah. I'll just burn my inspiration on that. Take 23. Thank you.
That sounds pretty good. Mark that off.
I have
And-
marked it off.
Joe,
Nope. Hang on, guys. There's a lot of initiatives to be done here. You guys in the Wolfen army that you've assembled.
I love the Wolfen Army.
And one last one. And and the last but not least, this thing. Oh wow. No bonuses. Just sucky. All right then. You guys ready to flex?
Sure. Let's flex.
All right then.
one is the turn order is not sorted by.
It is not sorted. I don't know why it's not sorted.
You have to sort it.
Descending. Broad. Let's light this candle. Start this party.
All
If-
right. We will start this party by using a bonus action
Mm-hmm.
to cast Hunter's Mark on that stupid moose over there.
We'll mark it up.
I don't know why it rolled a bunch of dice already when all I'm doing is just casting the spell, but you know, there it is. And then I will use my action to become a wolf.
Nice.
I specifically, by the way, because I'm like paying attention to everything, I specifically did not become a wolf before we rolled initiative because they have a worse dexterity than
They
Broad
do.
does.
Yeah, they do.
But they
All
have a
right.
higher movement speed, so I will now move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then Hoot, who also has a 40, he'll come be by my side.
Is that including your long strider?
I mean, Hoot could go farther. I didn't cast Long Strider on me. So
Oh, sure. That's
I
right.
I cast it on Hoot, who could, but is not going
And
to go farther
Sandalphon.
right
That's
now.
right.
And Sandalphon. All right, that's it for me. Bonus action,
Beautiful.
move.
Croesus is a little
Snowborn.
worried that we now have a wolf in the party.
Why? Why are you worried?
Well, because he was not a wolf and now he is a wolf.
I mean, you've seen weirder things, man.
Well, this is true. I absolutely have seen weirder things. I dream of weirder things.
That moment when you realize you can't read. There we go. Yep, that's where he's going. Snowborn charges over here. Silvernose. What is his movement? Oh my God. Really? Wow.
It's like 180 feet or some bullshit, isn't it?
No, it's not quite that bad. But it's pretty good. Oop.
That wolf must be a monk.
And then
And a
it's
fury of blows.
it is now the moose time. And the
Comes
moose
after running time.
right? 15.
But before mealtime.
Right. So the moose moves up to here. Kind of neck. That's not what I wanted. Kind of moves up to there. And he makes a straight line charge at Silvernose.
No.
And he lowers his antlers and he charges in there. Bum, 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 bum. And let's see. No, not disadvantage, just regular old numbers. And he does charge into Silvernose, smashes him with his antlers, and does quite a bit of damage. Yeah. What is this? Oh, it's not that bad. Yep. That is a thing that happens. 6 plus 9 is like that. And then he strikes at him with his hooves and misses with his hooves. And he kind of rears back. He goes, I will bring your bodies to Gryla, and she will reward me. Ravison will reward me, and Ravison will make more friends for me. Sound fun. You're up? Dalen, you're on deck.
All right.
I would like to rage.
Yes.
And a bolt of light shoots from your chest, another creature of your choice within 30 feet. Let's take a constitution saving throw, take 1d6 radiant damage, and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Can I, and I can use this as a bonus action for each of my turns. Can I wait until I'm 30 feet in to be able to do that? Or do I just not get to use that this round?
Yeah, I mean, you raging is a bonus action. You can move your 30 feet and then rage and then move your other 20 feet.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I didn't know what I would get before I did that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do it to the moose. So the moose must make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
DC 14.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. That is a big fat failure of a 3.
Oh, hell yeah, it's blind now.
Yep. And takes 4 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Mhm. So I believe I get advantage on this attack against it because it's blind.
You absolutely
You
do. Yep.
Everyone do.
Everybody do.
And I'm like, you won't see this coming. So 17 to hit with the.
I mean, yeah.
I
Yeah.
rolled 2 ones on my greatsword, and then now that I get 2 attacks, baby, I'm gonna come in, slash at it, go in for another swing, and I'm like, wait, didn't think I could do this before. Feeling quicker. Another at 18 to hit,
Nice.
10 points of damage.
Plus 6, so 16. Total?
Why the plus 6? Oh
Well,
yeah, because
the first attack you got a 4 and a 2,
so
and then you
yeah,
got an 8 and a 2, so that looks like a total of 16 damage to me.
plus the so 20 if you count the radiant damage I did at the beginning of the turn.
I've already done that. So,
Nice, yeah.
Nice.
yep.
And that is the end of my turn.
And the moose kind of was like, looks at you and goes, "That wasn't very nice."
Can't see me.
Yeah, but he could feel where those blows came from, and he's just kind of like looking in that. He's not looking. He's facing that direction and complaining about your rudeness. Is that it for you?
I just moved 5 feet to the right a little bit.
Beautiful. Dalen, you are up, followed by Soft Howl and a Varuuk. I had a lot of fun naming these wolves, guys.
Oh, I'm at the bottom of the list. Cool. I just realized I was at the bottom.
All right, I'm going to move to here, which I'm very scared about. And then I'm going to cast. What is it? DC 14 on both the moose and the crag cat that are in my direct line south with Rhymes Binding Ice.
I don't know what that does, but sounds good.
If they fail a DC 14,
Con?
yeah, con. So they take that damage either way. It's cold damage. So if they're resistant, they're resistant. If they're resistant to cold, that's fine. But it's 11 points of damage. If they fail their con save, the ice hinders their movement for 1 minute. Their movement is 0.
Oh man,
Take half damage on the spell.
this is about to be kind of fun.
No, I cast it as a cone, and so I'm casting it to where it will miss you.
No, I'm saying if they pass their check, they probably also take half damage.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
So you have to
You're right.
actually target the cat, correct?
no, I basically did a cone
From himself.
from myself, kind of at a, let's go due south to what would that be, like
Ah,
5 o'clock?
okay.
I tried to hit him. I
Gotcha.
hit the third one, but that way I missed Varuuk, but I hit the Awakened Moose and the Crag Cat due south of me.
So the moose rolled a 15 and the cat rolled a 5.
So the cat took 11 and is stuck in place. The moose just took what, 6 points of damage, 5 points of damage?
Probably 2, because I imagine it's resistant. But yeah,
Probably so. You're right.
And he is stuck in place, you say?
Yeah, the crag cat has a movement of 0 for 1 minute.
Mm.
I've never seen that spell rhyme as binding ice. Is that
it's from Fizban's. So
What'd you say? Minus 6, you say?
Yeah, Well,
And it's cold, correct?
correct.
Okay. Well, neat.
It would be 11 total if he passed it, half it, and if they're resistant to cold, it would half it.
It's a 14, right?
The DC is a 14. The damage was an 11.
Okay. Well, he rolled a 15, and it looks like he took an appropriate amount of he's like, oh, I got a chill.
And that is all my movement. So I'm done for this round. Thank you very much.
All righty, fantastic. Boo, boo, boo. Soft Towel makes it to there, and he will dash.
Oh,
And he will
Joe,
make it to there. And Varuuk.
Joe, an important note on that. It or another creature can use its action to break away the ice.
Oh, yes.
I was looking to see if it got to save against it, because I was like, man, if you just get to freeze somebody for a minute with no further
I know. It just eats that action economy if they
that seems more in line with normal spells. I was like, man, that seems really good.
Thank you.
That's actually really good anyway, though.
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
like,
it's a great spell.
Image in action economy.
did you say? Oh, my turn. All right, so I'm jogging up this thing. I get up there and I hear him talking. I turn and look, and he's behind me. I go, shit. So I turn around. I embiggen. And I leap off of this and people's elbow right on top of the moose.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
Big.
Oh my goodness.
And you do what now? You drop an elbow on the
I'm dropping an
moose?
elbow.
He's going
Roll it up, man.
Steve
Let's-
I'm using one
You
of
have-
my attacks to grapple.
You actually do have advantage because he is blinded.
I have advantage anyway because it's strength based, but for grapple.
For the grapples, the grapplings. That would be a strength check, correct?
Yeah. 22.
Yeah. Even with disadvantage, even though he has a strength of 19, he rolled a 12. He's grappled.
He is grappled.
So his speed is reduced to 0. And he can, I'm trying to picture now. Describe to me what an embiggened Varuuk looks like grappling an awakened large white moose.
It's exactly what you think it is. My shield
Grabbing
hand
him by the
grabbing
horns.
one of his horns and just pulling his nose down into the dirt.
Excellent.
He's like, what the? Why did you get pissed? Oh, the snow tastes terrible.
And then my second attack, I'm gonna take my war pick and smash his face.
Do it. Oh yeah. You definitely hit, and you crack that war pick right into his. That is a total of 14, right?
Yep. Yeah, 9 from the weapon damage, and then because I'm in big and giant's might once per turn, I get an extra d6. So that's where the 5 comes from.
Well, that's beautiful. You this moose has seen better days.
Bet it
Go ahead,
has.
action surge, smack him 2 more times.
Do it.
Hell yes.
That
You
hits.
got a giant. Got it.
4 more damage. Does a
Yep, that
15
hits too.
The 15
Yeah, that hits.
or 7.
So 11 more, huh?
So yeah, just pull his antler down. It's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, this moose, he really, and I mean he really has, he's seen better days. I don't know if you can see his health bar now. You should be able to see it if everybody weren't standing on top of it. Yeah, he looks pretty bad. He's like, oh, this sucks. Wow, I didn't know they had a giant. This is bullshit. Oh,
I'd like to report some moose abuse.
Moose abuse.
moose abuse.
Moose abuse.
That's where we're at.
All right, that was my turn.
That's a pretty good turn. Okay, so this Craig cat is kind of stuck in place, right?
Well,
He's just
so many
kind of,
people rolled 12s.
he's
Yeah.
just kind of, huh?
He can try to break free. Is that right?
I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
just can break free, but it costs his action to do it.
Correct.
Well, he is absolutely going to break free, and he's going to move up here, and yeah, he's going to hang out, and then the other one though, what is the other one going to do? All right.
Die in a fire.
Could be.
Hmm.
Don't.
He's not so much interested in the big wolf, but he sees a smaller one right there. And he's going to take a big old, he's going to try and he lunges at you and snaps at you with his big old cat teeth, rolling an 18 to hit.
I would like to use my reaction.
Do what?
I would like to use my reaction.
To do an attack of opportunity?
No, I'm gonna cloud rune, and that crag cat's gonna hit the moose.
Well, he's not in position to hit the moose.
That's not how the cloud rune works. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Just has
Okay.
to be within 30 feet.
Oh,
Nice.
that's fucking hilarious.
So
What does it do?
I'm intrigued.
When you or a creature within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet to become the target of the attack using the same roll.
nice.
It's like stupid monk shit, only not a monk.
And so the moose is like, what the fuck, dude? How did that happen? I don't understand. My druid lied to me. That's it.
That was fucking hilarious.
And then
Picturing this and just loving it.
Your chaser's gonna run up here by the cat and put himself in position. Sistin Songsayer.
All right.
How much damage did he do, by the way?
5 points.
I'm going to use my movement to come here and cast Bane on all of the 3 baddies.
Bane minus a D4, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Is there a save on that? No.
It is charisma save 15.
All right then. Well, let's charisma. Oh boy. They both roll 17s with a -1 charisma. And the moose
Fuck them.
The moose is -2 on charisma
I thought it would be a good spell.
and rolls a 17 as well. That's
Jesus fucking.
Well,
Christ.
that's just not okay.
I
No, that was an excellent choice. It's just
yeah, I did not mean to cast it at 3rd level. I don't think that it makes any difference. I just happen to be looking at my 3rd level slots for no account.
Then don't cast it at 3rd level.
Yeah, no.
Cast it at whatever level is appropriate.
Yeah,
I don't think it does anything different at 3rd level.
I think it adds more targets that you can.
Oh,
It does. It
But
does.
it's up to the 1st level is up to 3
Yeah.
quarters anyway, so that's the only one I would have done. All right. Sorry.
No worries. What else you got?
That was my movement and my action, and this character doesn't have a lot of bonus actions, so I'm good right now.
Okay. Then tax yaks with snacks with the monsters that attacks. It's up to you. Croesus, you are on deck. I'm
So-
curious as to what the mechanical army of the artificier is about to do.
So I don't know if you can tell it, but I am on top of my steel defender,
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I have created safety straps.
As you should. OSHA approved.
Yes.
Gonna move here.
Uh-huh. You are, I assume you're riding your steel defender.
Indeed, I am. And
I just need a moment. Please tell me what this looks like.
so, strangely, Tax still has her book out, and also in her, like, it is literally like a driver's seat with like glove compartments and stuff where she can reach all different kind of ornaments that she has ready to give to other people, but they just charged into the fight before she was able to. So she just rides up in there, and she is meanwhile she's like gesturing to Holler, because the plan is that Holler will be kind of the way I envision this is how Tax does her spells is to like add or tinker with said weapon or said thing to do the spell.
Sure.
With Holler's ability to channel magic, Holler's going to take trinket or whatnot to specific player to kind of get that narrative wise to work.
Right on.
So all of my actions and bonus actions are going to be happening with my mechanical friends. And as this is happening, Tax is, you're going to die, but before you do, for science, can you tell me about what happened to make you talk?
Oddly enough, despite the fact he is in great pain, is bleeding profusely, and he has to kind of struggle to turn his head against the giant holding him by the horns. And he's like, it was Ravison. She did some kind of magic and it awakened me to sentience and apparently a pretty decent
I
vocabulary.
was gonna say this has worked out.
Honestly, I kind of regret it now.
And so as the rest of this is happening, I want you to know that Tax is still doing scientifical inquiry, both with her observant feature, as well as asking questions.
You are observing a large-sized white moose that is riddled with wounds, is just bleeding out everywhere, and is being forced to eat shit by the giant-sized Varuuk, who is stuffing his head into the dirt like, do you like that? Do you like that? That's good dirt, isn't it? Yeah, it's good dirt. Yeah.
Tax is It's like, now that you're sentient, do you feel that do you feel like cognitiveness is a oh God, what yes.
It's a curse. I would have
Yeah,
never
pretty
done
much.
this shit if it weren't for that bitch.
So as all of this is happening, Holler is coming, swooping down,
I'd kill her sister if he wasn't already dead.
taking a trinket and taking it over to Sandalphon. And Sandalphon, remind me, were you using, what weapon are you using?
Great sword.
Great sword?
Mm-hmm.
Holler is going to, because Tax is using magnets, because she knows things needs to pop on and off, essentially flying in and magneting this to the great sword, which is boom, boom, boom. You have a magical weapon now, Sandalphon,
Yeah.
and you have,
So
but it's concentration. It's for 1 hour.
nice. It's +1, right? So I got to add 1 to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hell
And
yeah.
I think it's +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
Nice.
Good use of a spell, my friend. Or in your case, whatever.
The only other mechanical army thing that's happening is that Axe has given the order to for the Steel Defender to protect Dalen and Siston.
Nice. Whose turn is it now?
That would make it my turn. I'm just making sure that it's my
Croesus.
turn.
It is Croesus.
Cool. Croesus is going to creep around this tree and fire a chaos bolt into Craig Cat on the left.
You
gonna
chaos
click
bolt
this
that
back.
cat. You do it.
That's not make a ranged spell attack. Yeah, 10. That 10's not very good.
A 10
Yeah,
On the
10 does
cat?
not hit. Yeah, it does not
on
hit.
the
I'm
cat?
sure.
No. The cat just kind of like looks at you, kind of tilts his head, kind of
Nope.
licks his claws,
Well,
points at you with a claw, kind of nods a little bit.
I point back with a claw of my own.
He's like,
uh,
he just holds up one claw and does like this.
Croesus just like shows a big grin of teeth and skulks away behind the tree. And that will end my turn.
All righty. Broad Yaga, it is your turn.
How does my boy Silvernose look? I know he took some damage.
He took a little bit. I mean, he's not looking. I mean, he's technically an ally.
No, he's an ally. He's my
No,
boy.
I mean not. Why do I know? Oh, because I'm on the
Talking
wrong
about
layer.
putting bar up.
Because I'm on the wrong layer again.
You-
Here and
He's a parfait.
here. There you go. How about that?
Parfait.
Can you see his? You can see
Yeah.
his stuff now. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
He's not. He has had worse chasing rabbits. So
Right.
he's
Okay.
fine.
Then
This
I
is-
will just use my action to attack the crag cat in front of me
What are you doing?
Ready?
with advantage because I'm a wolf and I have pack tactics.
You sure do.
Tactics.
Pack tactics.
Pack tactics. So
Mhm.
I will roll from the.
Are we like goober D&D nerds or what that are saying that and doing that?
Yes, and it's glorious.
All right, so there's a 20 to hit. Let's
That
see. I'm sure that
absolutely does.
hits, but
Yep.
let's see if I crit. I do not crit. So I will mark him as my favored foe because I can do that in this form.
You should treat this gear.
Right. Okay. He is your favored foe.
So let me mark off that I'm using a use of favored foe. All right. And then Wolf Bite does 2d4 plus 2. Favored foe adds d4. So we will do 3d4 plus 2 damage, which is 10. And I would like him to make a DC 11 strength save, I think. Yes.
Strength save.
Or be knocked prone.
Okay. You say DC 11?
That is what I say.
He rolled a 10.
He's knocked prone.
So
Yay.
he is
Hit prone.
he is the prone bone. All righty.
Goodness.
He's prone.
And then bonus action,
And then
I will tell I'll tell my boy to step over here and smack that moose.
Right.
You-
Smack that.
you smack that moose with advantage.
22 for 5 slashing.
Yep. That is indeed a thing. This moose is like, hey, I feel as though maybe I shouldn't have listened to her Marxist dialectic that brought me to the yard.
Stop it.
Can you tell
All
me
right.
exactly what she said?
Well, I didn't understand it before, and I'm not really sure what she said, but after I awakened, she told me I was Mr. Moosey Pants.
Is that what we should write on your tombstone? This is a very extraordinary event.
I mean, if you really want to, but you don't have to. I mean, I'm obviously really, outclassed here by you guys. I'm feeling kind of sad.
This is why you don't try to kidnap people for other people.
Well, I didn't kidnap anybody. I'm just a moose. Do I look like a kidnapper?
You told me
Yes.
that you'd bring our bodies to your mistress.
Okay, that's fair. It's okay. I deserve to die. I'm
Yes,
just
you
a
do.
moose. All right, Broad. Is what
That's it
else
for
you got
me.
going on?
That
All
is it
right.
for me.
So your boy Snowborn here scampers over, and he is going to try and bite. And he crits
Oh my goodness.
and does a sexy 7 points of damage to Mr. Cragcat. And Cragcat's kind of wow. That's really all he's got. And now it's Silvernose's turn to step up to the plate, as it were. And Silvernose glances over at you, Broad, gives you a knowing little nod, and you've never really seen a moose smile, or you've never really seen a giant winter wolf smile, but now you have.
What a good boy.
Abba-dabba-daw.
And oh yeah, and Silvernose ducks down, lunges forward, kind of twisting his head around to make the attack, sinks his teeth into the throat of the white moose, and rips his throat out in a spray of hot moosey blood, and the moose collapses.
Well, glad we had that good little talk before you died.
Very, very, very moosey dead.
No.
Dead moosey dead.
On his tombstone, it'll read cooperative until the end.
Right? He helped until he couldn't. And with that, Silvernose throws his head back, spits out the throat. Rod, you know that he's saying, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a winter wolf, bitches. And I would say it was the moose's turn, but yeah, it's not. He's just
His
Spurt,
mind.
Spurt. That's the moose's turn.
that is the moose's turn.
What are the
Xenophon.
what are the symbols on the left crag cat mean?
He is a favored foe and he is prone.
Okay, cool. So the crag cat on the right needs to make a Constitution saving throw DC 14.
Ooh, okay. Crag cat. Is this a directed light bolt attack?
Yeah, you just kind of see Sandalphon go, ah, and a beam of light just extends from their chest and hitting the crag cat.
Did you just Care Bear stare this thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
So the cool thing is the crag cat rolled a natural 20 for his Constitution save,
Oh.
which means he not only saved the attack, some sort of magical force that you seem to remember being inherent to the nature of the crag cat. Your beam lances out, almost strikes the crag cat. There's a pause for a second, and then it comes back and hits you for whatever damage you would do.
Would it also blind me?
It would if it blinds you, unless you get a save against it.
I do get a save against it.
Then you should absolutely save against it.
I'm fine.
You critted and made a higher Constitution save than its crit and making a Constitution save. Very good. So I don't know if you take any damage, but if you do, roll the damage and take the damage.
I don't. No.
No,
nothing
you're
like
like, no, I don't take damage. What's wrong with you? And you're like,
And if I did, I would be resistant to it.
you're like, light doesn't work. Switching to swords.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Let's see. Oh!
Oh, and it's magical, so there's more.
There's another added another +1.
Yeah.
So funny story. How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
oh my God.
I would like to, because it hits me back with the light, and I want to kind of start glowing a little bit. I'm not going into radiant consumption, but like my skin kind of glows and I get a little angry, and I just like jump those feet and just slash it through in one strike,
And
cutting it in half.
you slash it. It doesn't even really get to react. It's just
And then for my next attack,
then for my next move.
I will go over to here and spin my sword and try to stab this guy. Let's go for it. I have advantage because he's prone. Add another one to that because it's magical.
It's a 19 hit.
Oh, it absolutely does.
But add another one to the damage, I believe, because it's a plus. My sword becomes a +1 sword, right?
Right.
Wait. All right. So that is that's pretty good. So that is 13 points of damage, right?
Yep.
You have you've almost murdered 2 cats in one go. This last cat is like, "Rah!" and Rod, since you understand animals, this cat's basically saying, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, buddy. That's the end of my turn.
That was a pretty good turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Dalen, there is a you are presented with the vista of a moose -1 throat, and a crag cat that with a serious sandalphon wound, and a 1 remaining crag cat that's kind of looking around like looks kind of cornered, kind of panicky, pretty hurt. What's up?
I'm just going to move up to here so there's plenty of light and take the dodge.
I can't stop yelling. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Just bring it down a bit. Okay, I'll bring it down a bit. All right, I'll take the headphones off though. All right. Okay. What now? Sorry.
I just moved up here and I'm going to take the dodge action.
You're moving up there and you're taking the dodge action.
Yeah.
Good to see. Good to know. Right on. Dodging it up. Okay. Well, then it's Soft Towel's turn. And Soft Towel is going to do something cool, maybe. Oh yeah, because I did the thing. And Soft Towel is looking inspired by the actions of his alpha, and he lunges in, ducks around the claws, lunges in, snatches cat throat and wolf mouth, rips it out, and the cat dies screaming, falling to the ground with a most satisfying. And you are standing here in the presence of this sacred elven tomb area, standing over the corpses of your enemies, as is good and right. Drop out of combat, and yeah.
I would like, if I may,
Yes.
Tax is going to unbuckle, slide down, and immediately, like, this is possibly happening because all these things are happening simultaneously. This is possibly happening while everyone is still murdering the cats. When she sees the moose, she's going to go and start investigating and gathering samples.
Okay, you're going to have to be a little more descriptive than that, because as you approach the rightful kill of the alpha winter wolf, he kind of like, you hear Broad, you recognize this as Silver Nose's way of saying, "Don't touch my food, small, possibly tasty creature."
I can't speak to her at the moment. She will not take the meat. We have discussed this. I say that to Silver Nose. She wants hooves and hair.
He kind of glances back at you, glances back over at her. He's like, I mean,
She is a weird one.
And
Yeah,
Tax is
yeah.
100% smelling the moose at this point. Just
and when you say she's a weird one, you hear Hoot look over at you and go, "You got that right."
I hope I acquitted myself well on my first hunt with you, Silver Nose.
Silver Nose looks at you and says, "Yes, you are capable."
Will you allow me to tend your wounds?
Yes, you can do that.
I can. Not in this form. I will have to revert.
You are much nicer as you are now, but I understand it is not your true form.
Maybe one day it will be.
So that will be a very glorious day. Mhm.
Yeah, I revert. I look at Tax and be like, Tax, don't take the meat.
Tax will look at you and be like, just a little one. I need just a little.
No, do not take the meat. maybe after they are done feasting, if they have any bits left over, you can scrape a bone for a little bit of meat. Do not take the meat.
Oh, I would
This was
love a bone
Silvernose's
sample as
kill.
well.
Yeah, you can probably have bones. Do not take the meat.
Ah,
If there's meat left over, you can take it. Or you can take meat from the head, which is our portion.
I walk over to Bellatax, listening to this and go, when they are done, I'm wondering if a bit of the horn, teeth potentially, definitely some of the brain. I don't know what happens with an awakened creature, but I know enchanted creatures and some of their lifebloods are good for components and for ingredients for the ink.
Silvernose can have 16 hit points back. I don't know why there's a crit on my cure wound spell.
Nice.
You
You're badass. That's one.
right. He is fully healed. So exactly fully healed. So he's like, this is beautiful. Thank you.
It was good to hunt with you, brother.
He goes, yes, it was good to hunt with you. Eddie kind of looks around and goes, and now the other wolves kind of gather around him. He goes, and now the feasting. And he plunges over here and begins like chewing and eviscerating. These two go after this cat. This one goes after this one. And well, it is a savage display of nature. And you are given a lesson on apex predators and the food chain.
This distracts Tax from her investigation only for a second, because she would actually really love to completely watch and investigate and make notes on this as well. But she is focused on sampling the magical moose.
Well, Broad, did you
What?
ever explain to them that you needed to bring the head back?
I did, yeah. I told
Okay.
them that we needed the
Sure.
head.
So
And I did tell Silvernose that Tax is weird and wanted the hooves and hair,
right.
but
Well, he's not going to be eating hooves and hair, not when there's
Yeah.
fresh, tasty. And he kind of looks up, and big old jaws dripping moose blood, little like ligaments and little pieces of meat hanging out. He goes, Broad, you should try this. I think being awakened makes him sweeter.
I will burn my other wild shape and go back to wolf form and dig in.
It is actually pretty tasty moose meat. I mean, you don't have a lot to compare it to, but there's a certain sweetness that you can only imagine is the touch of the awakening magic.
Croesus is just sitting by a little campfire, not paying any attention at all
like-
to this. Nope.
Uh,
That's
Nope.
actually a brazier. It's not actually a little campfire. It's a little brazier. And there's a whole thing. It's a little gazebo.
I'm putting my hand next to the flame to warm my hand.
All right. Well, it's not a very big flame, but it gets the job done. This goes on for a few minutes. These two over here, Snowborn and Deer Chaser, they eat their fill, and they actually wander over here near the fire, lay down, kind of tongues lolling. They're like, oh yeah, that was good, cat. And eventually Soft Howl finishes, gets of enough, and you kind of wandered over here too. This looks pretty good. There is still a lot of moose meat. There's still a little cat
Any other-
here, a
We're
little
in-
more cat here. But you know, they eat their fill, and you know, Silvernose kind of trots over here with the rest of his pack and kind of takes a little rest, enjoying the, I don't know if fruits of his labor is the right word, but
Yeah, that's fine.
he's pretty satisfied.
Were any of the other wolves injured in the battle?
No.
Yeah.
You can call that superior generalship, or you can just call it being completely like outmatched for your opponent. One or the other. Either is probably true.
So, Softail, Deer Chaser, and who's the other one?
There are three. There's Deer Chaser, Snowborn, and
Snowborn.
Soft Howl. You notice when Soft Howl speaks, his voice is kind of a little softer, a little quieter. It's not an aggressive sound.
I will. I'm gonna make my way over to the gazebo, but you said there was still some meat left on the bones, right?
There's quite a bit of meat. I mean, wolves are voracious, but
Yeah, I mean,
these are large animals. There's still a significant amount of meat left from all three kills.
I will, before I head over to the gazebo, I will take one more mouthful of, I will just rip off a mouthful of moose meat,
Yep.
and carry it in my teeth over to the gazebo and drop it at Crosis's feet.
Croesus, a wolf that bears a striking resemblance. If you don't really spend a lot of time imagining your friends as furries, but Rajag is fulfilling that little furry fantasy in your head right now, and you didn't even know it. And Radyaga, the furry wolf, drops a chunk of steaming red meat dripping with fresh awakened moose blood. It's just there, hanging out.
Drops it like in front of me as if like for me, or like drops it in my vicinity where I can
Oh,
see it.
no, it's very obviously for you. Like I walked up to you, I put it at your feet and looked at you like, and then went and chilled with my homies.
All right. Well, so here's what's gonna happen. We are going to pick it up. We're going to hold it over the brazier, and I'm going to control flames and make this hotter to cook the meat with it.
And as you start to do that, you hear the collective gasp from all of those, like, oh no, what are you doing?
I just say to them in wolf, like, yeah, they ruined meat.
It's a dragon thing. Like, it's gonna get roasted in my belly anyway. I'm a red dragon. Like, come on.
True. This is
Everything's
true.
better with fire.
Yeah, Softal kind of looks over at you, Rod, and he's like, I do not understand. It will not have the raw, bloody taste of the fresh kill.
Have they not watched Game of Thrones? Dragons won't eat.
Right? It's like this makes me kind of sad. I am sad for your friend.
You haven't lived until you've tasted rendered fat. Just saying.
There is something to be
rendering
said
the fat.
There's something to be said, Softal, for the taste of charred meat. Have you ever had it?
You've gained enough experience, and as your druidic powers have grown, you absolutely begin to understand like micro movements and all things, and he's aghast at the thought of it. Then he thinks for a second. He's like, I mean, is it different?
It is different. It is a different experience. I tell you what, if I could convince one of my two-legged friends to try moose meat raw, will you try it cooked?
They all kind of glance around at each other. They glance over at Silvernose, and Silvernose kind of like, oh, well, go ahead. And they're like, you don't have to convince them. Just, we'll try meat pretty much anyway. If you say it's good, we'll try it out.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a different experience. And if you don't like it, you never have to have it again. And if you do, then you've learned something new.
He says, I would love to experience this cooked meat of which you speak.
All right. I drop wolf form, go over and cut off another hunk of moose meat,
Sure.
cook it up, and
Yep.
split it into 4 pieces and toss it to my boys.
There's a reluctance. And they kind of like nose at it a little bit. Softail looks at you, looks over.
Hey,
at
we're talking
Silvernose.
rare. This is not well done.
Right. And
Yeah.
then he eats it and he's like, hey guys, he's right. This is pretty good. And they all like, you hear a lot of happy wolf noises, having their first taste of cooked, awakened moose meat. You wonder,
Moose steak.
Rod, briefly, you wonder if them being around you is eventually going to result in them acquiring a taste for cooked human flesh.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
When Broad is back in person, I'm gonna have a scalpel in my hand and be like, can I start taking the head?
Well, remember that we need the head for proof of death. But yes, you can take eyeballs and brain parts and whatever else weird stuff.
And
Yeah.
then
And then, like, without taking a breath after having said all of that to Tax, I turn quickly to my wolf brethren and say in wolf, like, do y'all ever eat the tongue? Because that's pretty tasty.
And Silvernose looks at you. He goes, we don't waste meat.
Exactly. Tax, bring us the tongue.
okay. And then you can see that she's struggling with essentially she's trying to get all of these samples, but it is a large creature and the head is probably about as big as her.
It is, especially the antlers. They're easily 5 to 6 feet wide.
So Tax will just look up at Sandalphon and be like, may I have the head by itself, please?
Yes.
I mean, you realize we have like a giant Varuuk around, right?
With a war pick, he could mount it like a trophy. Varuuk, how long do you stay in embiggened form?
Oh, that only lasts for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So after
But then you de-embiggen.
Yeah.
Then you turn really small. No, I'm just kidding.
So my question is, these antlers are obviously bigger than the antlers I have on my helmet.
They are, in fact, an order of magnitude bigger. Like I said, these things are easily,
I want
they're
them so
easily like 5, almost 6 feet across. They are huge.
bad. We don't have to turn them in, but I want them.
I think we should ask them, like we return it and be like, hey, can we have the antlers? Because I think the antlers, we have to kind of need to sell this whole thing, you know?
I mean, we will still have the antlers. Just because we don't give them to them doesn't mean they're not there as proof.
They
If
could
we
be
have
like,
a head and we have antlers on Varuuk's head, I think we're good.
right?
Yeah,
And more
you know,
importantly, really, what are they going to say? Like,
Yeah.
well, we demand the antlers. And Varuuk's like, nah.
You must best Varuuk in combat to get the antlers.
I'm taking his antlers, checking my old ones, and stuffing them back on the moose.
Nice.
Like tiny deer antlers.
little strips of deer hide, kind of strapping them on there, tying them up. They're like, yeah, look, give me a dexterity check.
Doing the Grinch dog to reindeer.
Yes,
Ah.
yes. You know what? It's actually pretty good. You are very, very confident that it will actually be hard to notice. I mean, you can totally notice, but for you, that looks pretty good.
It looks good to me.
Yeah, you're like, that looks great. Nobody will ever know the difference as you have this pair of like pristine bone white giant moose antlers.
It's glorious.
It's in your regular form. They actually stick out about 2.5 feet on either side
I
of
was
you.
gonna say in big form, it's normal.
Right.
But
Right.
otherwise,
But
quite
otherwise, it is comically oversized.
But here's the thing.
But it looks awesome.
Anything you're wearing when you embiggens with you. So it's still going to be comically
oh
oversized.
yeah.
Oh Jesus.
I want a mock-up of this at some point.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I think we're owed that.
We need a Varuuk mini with like supersized moose antlers.
Yes, we
like
do.
Wisconsin.
You betcha, yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for cute.
You know I am about to do a Romulan accent. Did you know my sister talks like that? She goes, and she likes to wear flower crowns, but she's moved on to having an antler set as well. I don't know why. Somebody gave her a gift when she visited her home, which is, the Feywild. And she talks with the, oh, you betcha, yeah.
My God.
Oh, for
I love Allie doing
a boot.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dolph doing a Remuel.
Oh, guys,
And it's
I've been working with Canadians.
Oh
And for
God.
real,
I'm
they
sorry.
they say a boot. They say
A boot.
all kinds of like all of those things that you expect. But the funniest thing is, how like when we're ready to wrap up a phone call, we're like, all right, it's looks like I better get off this phone now or something like that. Their phrase for that is, all right then. Like when a Canadian says, all right then, they are ready to terminate that phone call.
That is it.
That's it. That's how you know.
Nice.
come to now.
Do they also say progress? Like they like we would say progress. They say progress.
Progress. It's a little bit different inflection, a little bit different use of the thing. So it's if you guys wish to head back to Lonelywood with the proof of death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super
Oh,
easy.
you betcha.
You betcha. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Varuuk, I expect to see large awakened moose horns in your inventory.
I'll let Silvernose and the gang know that if they ever make a kill and want me to cook some of it for them, I will be happy to do so.
They kind of nod, like maybe not excited by it, but they're not displeased. They're not like no, they're like no.
I mean, it's an option. You don't have to take
Yeah.
advantage of it, but it's there.
Different strokes for different folks, right?
So
So do you go back to the wood that is lonely?
We do.
We're gonna go see the mayor or what? No, sorry, speaker.
Speaker
Or-
Huddle, Minzy Huddle, or Huddle, or something speaker, something. Nimsy Huddle.
Broad Yaga.
Yes.
when Tax brought the tongue over to your friends,
Uh-huh.
she gave it to them, and then she looked at you, and then she's like, I shouldn't ask them for a sample, should I?
Pradyaga will take his dagger and spear a piece of tongue. Keep in mind, he is not currently a wolf. He's just a human. But I will take a little piece of tongue and chew on it and be like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay. And then that she willingly, it's all good. And then she goes, but from their hair, do you think I could smell them?
Why don't we give it a little bit of time? We're new acquaintances. I don't know if I really want to be just offering sniffing privileges. But the relationship will grow. And at some point, I'm sure I will feel comfortable asking that question.
Wonderful. And just for DM reference, the reason why, and as you know, she's done it before, the reason why Tax smells everything is that she can reproduce odors as one of her magical tinkering things. And she thinks that creating an odor of a giant fuck off wolf might be beneficial at some point in time.
You do know, Tex, that when I become a wolf, I become a wolf. So if you need to know what a wolf smells like,
Fuck off, wolf.
You'll see Tax look down at her
That's
feet.
about as good as it gets.
What was that, Susan?
I said, especially a fuck off wolf, because you know, Broad being a wolf is about as good as it would get.
Yeah.
True.
You see Tax like look at her feet and kind of kick around and look like for the first time as if she has like some reproach in her science. And she's like, when you turn into a wolf, can I take samples from you?
we'll discuss it.
Please pee and poo into this cup.
Like that is a bridge too far. Somehow asking Sandalphon for samples and Sandalphon being the least bit hesitant has like added to her archives where you have to be very like considerate about asking such things. You can't just ask such things to a stranger in a bar the first time you see them. So
all I ask is you extend the same courtesy to the wolves.
of course. And then she'll give you one more little shy, like, think they could tell you what tastes better to them, the moose or the cat?
Oh, the moose, definitely. I can tell you that. I tasted them.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
That needed to happen because I can recreate, eventually if I can recreate stuff like that, I want to look into recreating the smell of the blood to like, because smell is 80% of taste, guys, in case you didn't know that.
I believe it.
I do.
I believe I can fly.
And
Well, we
you-
didn't, but we do now.
Because Tax ain't planning for this attack. Tax is planning for 7 attacks from now.
Oh, Dad had a friend who lost his sense of smell, and that he did not like eating scrambled eggs after that.
Because it was all texture.
Yeah.
And he ate frozen hot dogs. 'Cause, you know,
Interesting. I don't know. Let's haul this moose head back to Lonelywood and get our just reward.
yes.
Varuuk,
Yeah.
can I have your old antlers?
I stuck them into.
Oh, I missed that. That's hilarious.
So I'm just gonna say, my grandfather killed a moose in Alaska, and the rack that he got off this moose was in the Boone and Crockett book for a while because it was in the top number or top size that they'd recovered. If this thing is a large moose, you're talking like 4 feet tall of moose rack like 4 feet by like a foot by 2 or 3 inches deep.
Yeah.
So how, Chris?
Moose are fucking huge.
It's got to be
like
heavy.
bigger than an SUV. They're like bigger than a full-size SUV. Full-grown moose can be like suburban size.
So I'll have to take my helmet off whenever I go indoors.
Maybe.
I think Varuuk is trying to attract a mate.
So this would
Here's a
normal.
good size comparison.
This would be normal moose size horse.
I'm loving the visual aid that you feel like you need.
Here's a good size comparison. This is, and keep in mind, this is a real actual moose that exists in our world, not a magical moose. Well, there you go. That's a fucking moose.
That's Bullwinkle. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Like, are you wearing these like wings? That's big. All right, it is 11. Are we gonna try to get back and do anything, or are we gonna cut it off here pretty quick?
I'm game if y'all are, but
We actually, hang on.
By the way, Don, Varuuk hears you, but none of that logic is working on him.
Okay. I don't have to carry it. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I have a 16 strength. I'm pretty sure I can carry it, but the logistical problems of getting it inside of a building, like, oh,
Yeah.
might have to like turn sideways or take it off.
What do you mean this is silly? I am handsome.
Right? The thing is, frost giants are all about proving your strength. And if I'm walking around with fucking giant ass antlers, kind of saying something, making a statement.
That's some.
yeah, I will
That's
say to
some-
Varuuk,
That's some big horn energy right there.
Yeah.
I will say to Varuuk and Giant, do not listen to these small ones. They do not understand. You
Yes.
have an impressive rack.
Yes, yes I
Um,
do. I'm glad you could appreciate it.
Does Varuuk now have a charge attack?
I kind of feel like he should.
And if he's wearing the horns and casts them big on himself, do the horns get bigger?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
increasing his
Yep,
charge
That is-
attack?
that is canon. Everything he's wearing or carrying grows with him.
All right, so there you go. We're just gonna literally we're gonna start you off in the front. You're going to embiggen and you're just gonna charge in and be like just break the ranks of whatever we're fighting.
You know what's really cool? If I embiggen and then Lisa casts enlarge on me, now how big are they?
Fuck off huge.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
So you go to their large size antlers on a normal sized person. You embiggen, they become huge
Yeah,
size
bro.
antlers.
Yep.
And
On
then
a
if you get
large
big again, they go from huge to gargantuan.
gargantuan.
They'd be like a dragon's wingspan.
All right. So
Maybe not
Mhm.
quite that long, but
if we just come up against like a phalanx of like anything,
yeah,
all we
yeah.
have to do is let you like
Be like
do that, then
be
you
like a mammoth.
into them.
Just like start swinging it wildly side to side.
yes.
Uh,
I think
Point-
actually, if he goes giant size and we embiggen him, I think we could just probably all ride the antlers.
Yep.
I support this.
Question, and I think it can happen, especially with my other skills and reasoning, can Tax use mending to I'm talking really seal these fucking antlers onto that helmet? Like, not like they are.
Mending's not really like welding
Yeah.
or break. It's for fusing broken things, but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I could technically weld at this point with my
Yeah.
officer, so I could weld them on. I just figured mending would be a
Right.
I don't know if there's anything to weld on the antler side.
there's
Right.
always something to weld.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about mending is, again, magic, as far as I'm concerned, is what it says on the 10. And mending puts something back together that was originally together. And the antlers weren't originally
What you
part of
need to
Varuuk's
do
helmet.
is find some sovereign glue.
That's what I.
Ah, that's what you need.
Be like, no matter what, you don't know much, but I know one thing. These horns aren't coming. But what?
I don't know much.
But
I know I love you.
Yeah,
That is
yeah. I was like,
exactly what Shannon just said.
You're not. How I stop every argument with Laura. I just say those lines and she has to finish the lyric and
It's
then we're good.
true.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, who let this out here? I don't know much.
But I know I love you.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we're going back to
Callie?
yes.
Callie, not Allie.
Oh, I was like,
Callie,
am I in
Callie.
trouble?
That did sound like an in trouble voice.
Yeah. Like, what did I do?
Okay, so
It's not usually the one that uses that tone with me.
right, so you do indeed wander back into the lonely wood, and you come to Speaker Huddle's house, and she's like, the first thing she sees is Varuuk. And remember, she's a halfling, right? So she's like looking up, and she looks over at the rest of you, and then she looks back over at Varuuk, and you could see she's doing some mental calculus, and she's like, so, killed the big white moose, did you?
Yes.
I assume you brought the head as we discussed?
Tax jumps down and opens up her teeny tiny backpack and realizes that she's not strong enough, so she asks Sam to reach in.
Here it is.
And she's like, well, that is, you have really done something amazing, and you should be proud of yourselves. This is
Thank you.
fantastic. This is really, really fantastic. She goes, so, as promised, and she leans back and she yells at one of her kids, bring the thing. And they come out, and they present you with what looks like proof of ownership of the Ramshackle Inn here in Lonelywood. And so you can decide how you wish to own it, how you wish to divvy that up. But because your DM loves you, and because I kind of knew how this was going to go, geez, this is not good. Okay, well, you'll have to adjust your token sizes, but Behold, your
Ramshackle.
then your new inn.
It's beautiful.
It's pretty. So
It is indeed very ramshackle. These guys have been using it for some sort of common room sort of thing. There's some sort of a lumber storage and
know.
whatnot, but it is indeed. We have a big common room here.
are there 2 floors? Is that other thing a second?
There are 2 floors, yes, indeed. The bottom floor is down here. The bottom, you have your stairway going in there, and then up top you actually have different rooms. This was, in fact, the only inn in Lonelywood.
Tax is just gonna fucking burn mending all over this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah,
I'll put-
I will assist with that because I know mending too. But first, I need to talk to the speaker.
I can help with that tomorrow. Dibs on this room.
Well, that's on the bottom floor there, Don.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't think there's rooms. There's just
No, there are.
Well,
There are rooms.
there are
upstairs.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
upstairs,
see.
There are definitely rooms. No beds, no furniture. Everything's pretty dilapidated. There do appear to be, I think there's a bed here, maybe a bed here.
Little stoves upstairs in the corner rooms.
Yes, there are.
Cast iron stoves.
There are little stoves there. There's a fireplace here.
Is there any whatchamacallit stables outside?
There are not, but you could,
we could build some.
yeah, you could build some pretty easily. And in fact, before you ask, yes, indeed, I do have the non-ramshackle version maps of this for when you
Nice.
to get all the repair work done. So, I mean, technically speaking, if you wanted to, you could settle down. You could rename this the Lamplighter Inn.
Yeah.
Call it a day. If that's what you wanted to do.
Alright. I think we should call it. We should just call it the sheep restraint inn.
No.
What?
The sheep restraint inn.
The
No.
sheep restraint.
Ramshackle.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
Thanks, Sally.
It looks like there are 2 bathtubs upstairs as well.
Oh, I call one.
Those are, I believe, carpets.
Oh.
No, actually. No, maybe they're not.
I think
Um,
that
No, those are indeed lavatories because here's a
yeah. There's
there's a toilet. There's a
What I like is there appears to be like it's a 2-level kitchen.
No.
no,
No,
I think
a,
it's open. I think
open.
this is open to the downstairs.
it is. Yeah.
Scene.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because there are stairs that go up.
I don't think those are stairs.
No, that is a circular
Oh.
staircase
Yeah,
right
that
there.
is a
Look,
circular
right
staircase.
there.
So what you have
On
is
scale.
down here on the bottom floor. See the
Bear rug.
rubble there and rubble here. So this is the bottom floor. And you
Right.
have you have a fireplace and kitchen stuff, and then you go upstairs up here, and there's some dilapidated chairs,
I don't think those are
and a little bookshelf right here.
Oh, it's like a little balcony area.
It's the VIP room.
That is
Wow.
the special room that it's the champagne room,
Exactly. That's the champagne room.
right?
Okay.
So I do think that top floor is looking down through to the bottom floor because that rug
It is.
cool.
It is. It is. It is.
Yeah, and this room down here, Don, that you have chosen for yourself, there's broken chairs, a pretty nice rug. You have a fireplace here. This was like a dining room, like a big dining room, like
Yeah, private dining room.
the
Yeah.
fancy dining room. And then down here at the other end You have the less fancy dining room, tables. Actually, I think down here is the kitchen.
I think this is the kitchen as well. I
Yeah,
think
this
there's
is the actual kitchen.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
fireplace needs a little work here, but you do have, you have right here, you have a stove, looks like a cookie stove. You have storage here and here. You have heating then, you have prep table, big prep table. And then I'm not really sure what's going on here. It's something here. Something. Anyways, you guys can.
So what is the dimension for each square on this map?
5
So-
feet.
So
Yeah.
that's 5. That I guess you could do it. Yeah, that's a tight circle for those 2 helical stairwells, but you could do it in 5 feet.
Yeah, you could. It's not, I mean, it's a very small little staircase to get up there. But yeah, this is kind of like a reading room, sort of. Because
Yep.
they're books, big fancy fireplace, bearskin rug, super dilapidated ground rug here. And then you go up to the second floor, and that is where you have your little private reading area.
Tax is looking at that big fancy fireplace and trying to figure out how she can turn it into a smith brazier, like a smith fire, and turn that into her own little blacksmith shop.
I mean, if you want to, if you really do want to ruin the fancy reading room, I suppose you could do that.
As
On the real, this guy, this is your place now, and you can
You could
do with it as you
probably
will.
take one of the corner rooms and turn it into your shop. They have little stoves that we could turn
Well,
into your little. Yeah.
I imagine that we wouldn't want to fire that hot on the second floor.
Well,
There
no, down here on the bottom floor, right here.
as well.
There's
Oh, okay.
Stove right there, little stove right there. I mean,
Well, if I tear down that wall, that would work.
you have this big.
you could also
common
build a
room right here,
blacksmithing
great
shed
big-
outside. But as Croesus looks around, he's gonna use Mage Hand to move any debris or open doors, whatever. Just kind of keeps his hands and limbs to
that?
himself so that nothing snags him.
I think that is
I'd say pantry.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe that is a larder.
yeah, kind
Especially
of
because this is a bar, which
Yeah.
That's a
you
bar.
imagine.
Got some kegs back there.
Yep.
Does it
Yeah.
have a cellar anywhere?
No, there is no cellar.
I'm gonna go look around for secret passages or doors as a person with really low perception and investigation.
As a person with really low perception and investigation, you're going to.
I called
Oddly enough, you don't find any.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called dibs on that room, but if there's a better use for that room, I'm happy to do it now that I've looked around a little bit more. But I like it. He hates his hands being cold all the time, so he likes the fireplace, and he also likes a little bit of solitude to work. But this might be bigger than he needs necessarily. But yeah, he was looking at that table thinking some physical work and some mending cantrips probably get that table back up and going, and I could actually set up a shop here and start really doing some serious study. But I do get Tax might need.
Well, you also have a reading room
I do. I could.
with a big giant fireplace.
Yep. And
Anyway,
yeah, Tax. We could negotiate.
anyway, I will put a version of this as a player handout real quick.
Cool.
And
If we were talking out loud, at keeping this and our plans and what we want and stuff, Tax has an idea and she would want to run it by probably Siston, Dalen, and Sandalphon and Broad. She outsources, one would call, I guess, interpersonal people relations to her team now.
I like it.
so you should now have this as a player handout in all your journals.
Oh, cool.
Hey guys, I don't know if I told you this, but when I bought a house, because I bought a house, I,
Oh,
I accidentally bought an annual subscription instead of a monthly subscription to this thing called 5D Planner that takes floor plans such as this and turns them into 3D renderings that you can. Now it's modern, so we might have to find the close enoughs, but we could do like a 3D rendering with paint and all kinds of shit.
Sweet.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Rock
fun.
on. That would be awesome.
I do
So-
have words for the speaker though. want to talk to her.
She will gladly talk to the Lamplighters, whom have removed the bane of their logging industry.
I appreciate the end, as it was agreed, but I would ask one more favor of you in return for this deed.
But you
I like the rhyming part.
you want to give the deed back?
No, I do
So
not
in
want
addition
to
to
give the
this
deed.
deed, not in return.
Your logging industry was saved not only by the Lamplighters, but by a pack of wolves. I would appreciate an edict that no one in your town kills a wolf other than in self-defense.
Thinks about it for a second. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, shit.
It's a low DC. It's a low. It's a low
man.
DC, man. But I gotta have something.
And I'm
I
gonna
know.
use aid.
Inspiration. Give you
No, I burned my inspiration already.
No.
Bardic inspiration.
A little guidance.
Oh, bardic inspiration and guidance.
Yeah.
Okay, so guidance is an extra D4.
Uh-huh.
So let's roll the thing first. Where's my goddamn character sheet?
I don't know.
There it is. Persuasion. Oh, look at that.
God bless.
She's,
Da-da-da-da.
she's like, that's a good point. I will put the word out and know that no wolves will be hunted for sport or killed except in self-defense. And if you got help from wolves, she kind of thinks about, you could tell she's trying to think about it, but not think about it too hard. And she's like, if you can talk to them and maybe convince them to not attack our people, maybe then we could live together in peace.
Maybe.
She goes, want a cookie?
No, thanks.
Really good cookies.
I
Yeah.
leave.
What kind of cookie?
Huh?
What kind of cookie?
They are, in fact,
There's exactly one word that you could say right now that would make Rod turn around and eat a cookie. I'm just wondering if you'll say it.
Tongue.
What kind of cookies are they?
Tongue.
Gooby snacks.
Tongue cookies.
they are a kind of like a ginger snap.
Ooh.
No, Rod just leaves.
Okay.
The word we were looking for was snickerdoodle.
Oh.
Yeah.
People help me out here looking at this map.
They're
The-
just basically freshly baked halfling shaped cookies. They
Oh.
all look like little halflings.
That's fun.
That's creepy.
What do you need help with, Dad?
So if we're looking at this map, and I don't have a problem with this, but I want to make sure I understand this. The top center half of the upper floor is all open except for basically a tower. There's, I'm assuming, an enclosed sitting room all the way up to the roof, or do we think, because you can't exit that second floor anywhere?
I think it's like a 1.5. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a almost as if it is a 3-story, if you will.
Oh,
The other one is like a raised loft.
Right. So like, okay, this is all wall. This is all enclosed.
Correct.
And this is all enclosed. I think.
I
Or
think
maybe it's not.
No, I think that's
No,
like
I think
handrail.
yeah, that's just railing here.
Yeah, that's
along
just
this.
railing.
But this is a wall. Like, yeah, so there is from the back to these corners, this is walled off.
Yeah.
And you can only see this balcony
If you're
from the
inside
first floor if you're inside
the reading room, which you get to
this room.
Coming from
the nice big
inside.
double doors.
Yeah, so I think that this is like a little wizard's tower inside this building. Yes, I will. This is perfect.
So now you're going to claim this room too. Jesus Christ.
No, I
Dee.
was saying I was going to give to tax because there's a lot more space for her to work.
you were going to give it to her? I believe she has ample claim to that already.
I did it first, but you got to honor the dib. But no, if that's cool with y'all. That's a smaller room. That top level is really not horribly useful. Might put a bed up there.
If and when we start to discuss, remodeling and doing stuff, Tax is going to be like, do you think that Garrett's husband would redo this as well as he redid Garrett's house? I believe we can trust him. We did save his husband's life. And then what do you think about the bartender in Targos? Because he did not like working there, and I think he would like to work somewhere else. And sometimes we have to go places. We have to go places tomorrow. So I feel like we need someone here to work and bring my stuff from my workshop in, and like just stream of thought, guys, as Tax does.
I think that is a great idea, Tax. I think we work on that after we, hopefully not die from the next thing we're doing.
And Tax immediately sits down, takes out a piece of paper, and starts writing down what should happen to the ramshackle inn in case of death.
Okay, yep. I'm gonna be not around here when you do that. Cool.
Just like, you brought up something that she hadn't considered, because she's like, we did perfectly fine. Why would we die? But in case we do, it is always good, scientifically speaking, to have a plan B.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go keep exploring for a little bit. I'm gonna see which room I can call dibs on first.
Siston walks around and takes out their lute and just like listening and kind of testing tone and sound around the interior. See if it has good acoustics.
So right here, the common room here, like right here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a really weak ping.
We see it though.
There you go.
Yep. So right in here is actually really, really good acoustics. You think maybe, you had this reading room here, but also this space up here, because it is kind of open air right here down to the bottom floor. That it's pretty good acoustics. You get a nice reverberation. With a little bit of effort, you are confident you could put on a hell of a show.
Awesome.
Anybody who steps in to see what Dalen is doing catches him basically casting minor illusion, trying different carpet patterns and chair designs in 5-foot squares. throwing wallpaper or paint colors up to see what he thinks it would look like, and then it goes away when he goes to the other side and is trying out different things.
That's hilarious.
If you got minor illusion, might as well use it.
Right? Well, guys, we've cleared a quest.
Ooh.
And we've dinged up a level. It is, I want to say it's going to be about 4 p.m. on the 14th. And here is where we're going to call episode 14. You have a new place. You have a dwindling time frame with which to make it to
You know what?
where you're going.
Remember?
Cool.
All right, I'm putting the end time. That sounds bad. It's the end season 1, episode 13. Now level 5.
Mm-hmm. 4 p.m. in Lonelywood
No, love
at
it.
the Ramshackle Inn.
All right.
Do you remember that one?
Well, if we are stopping here, I'm going to drop off. It
All
was
right.
good seeing all of you.
Night, everybody.
Good to see you, Robert.
Night, fucks.
Love you all. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Love all of you.
All right, everybody.